I'm in love with Winchester. I'm in love with his morning routine, his dog, his family farm. I also am going to need Shep, Craig, and Austen to take a shower. And I'm lastly going to need more Rod in my life. Welcome to Showmance, guys, the only show on the internet doing deep dives on shows with no depth.
Dives as deep as the psychology of Sally's dog, who thought to himself, there's been a lot of dudes over lately. It's time to mark my territory. Time to double splash it. I don't know where this bitch has been.
Joe Schmo, that's for you. Also, if you like stuff like deep dives, like, subscribe, and tell a friend. I always forget to say it at the top.
You might have to fight me for Winchester.
Oh, he's so good. He's going to give a Craig a run for his money.
Craig who?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I'm so queer for Winchester.
Yeah.
Right, you don't have to be queer. You can just be regular. I'm queer for Winchester.
Yeah, no, I just like to say I'm queer for that, to be queer.
Oh, got it.
Cheers, queers.
That's cultural appropriation, I feel like. But
no, because
whatever.
I am a gay man lives inside of me. It's not cultural appropriation when you're in the community.
But yeah, as soon as he dropped the word compound, you know.
I didn't even hear him say that.
Hubba.
I've like blocked that. You know how you can mute words? How you can mute words on social media? Like, well, I've never done it, but I hear that's what the kids, the triggered kids are doing. I didn't even hear him say compound because I think I've...
Compound is my love language.
Yeah, it really is.
Samesies.
It's my barf language. He just needs to get Zach from the Valley on a Zoom to show him how to take care of that.
Next
Two-head.
season. Zach took Zach a season.
Yeah.
You don't get that till season 2.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
Also, things to look forward to. You know, we all love a glow up.
Yeah. You can't come out with everything perfect at one time.
Yeah.
Then what's to look forward to?
That's right.
And
Gotta go
listen,
through the Star Wash.
Of all that, I did, and I did find myself going back and being like, yeah, but where'd that chick leave you? Do you know what I mean? Like, I was still like, something's wrong.
Ask myself the same question.
Right? Like, how do you have all that and she leaves the day of or whatever?
Innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, fine.
Because I want one of those board and batten guest homes.
I just need someone to explain to me the difference between a cabin and a cottage.
Yeah.
What is that a bathroom situation?
I think a cottage is smaller than a cabin.
I feel like that, sure. I feel like a cabin probably has more logs.
I just want to say, if it's a log cabin, but if it's just a regular cabin.
I think either way.
Okay. His house is adorable. It really is so, so cute. Obviously, it needs a lady's touch. Call me. And then, the mom calls, and he's a lawyer, but like his office is like a little schlumpy. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a nice office because he's just like a dumb dude right now.
Yeah.
He hasn't, matured.
I know when he says I have a law firm, I'm like, and that's your office?
Yeah. Like all the cables, but like get a guy.
Yeah.
Get a guy to clean up the cables.
Yeah.
So anyway, then he's FaceTiming with his mom and you see she's in Provence and it's so beautiful. And I'm thinking like, oh yeah, see that's how you want to live. And then they pan to his family home and I was like, he's actually already got the American version of that. Like I was feeling like there were knocks against him until I saw that house. And I was just like, oh no. We're all going to be okay. If you marry him, you'll be fine.
Yeah. And it's not like parents who are holding on to it for dear life. They're
they want to share.
They're very excited to hand it over.
Yes.
They were disappointed that they
Not
thought that
hand
they
it
would
over.
be.
I mean, I'm sure at some point, but like not hand it over, but they're like,
Share.
we literally built these cottage/cabins for this, and you guys are failing our entire family name.
Yeah.
Way to go, dipshits.
I love him. And I love that any knock against him was completely erased. And when I say knock, it's just like, get a nicer desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can be nitpicky. We're allowed to be.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're at Westminster's party at the end of the party.
Yeah.
That's where we start off. I have to check my notes because I have so many notes for this section. I don't even know where to start. Oh, God. This is where I need to start. Austen, why were you wearing a headband? Does the kid in Harry Potter wear a headband?
I mean, some of them do.
Wait,
The girl character, maybe. I don't know. I've never seen
Was
Harry
he the girl
Potter.
character, maybe?
Austen?
Yeah. Why did he have a headband on?
He was a Harry Potter person?
He looked
no, wait, he
the
did have
Harry
that.
Potter.
Yeah, if
Little,
that's not Harry Potter.
Quidditch scarf or whatever he had.
I need to know why the headband. Like it just looked so ridiculous.
Yeah, no, he was either Harry Potter or Blair Waldorf. I think that both could be girls. Maybe he was doing girl characters both. You know what that reminded me of with the headband? I hate theme parties. And I'm wondering now if they do the theme parties so that like really bad arguments don't look that bad and aren't that mean. They're kind of funny. Like in Summer House when Paige was taking down Kyle on this last season, they were all in like crab shack bibs.
Yeah.
And they're like yelling at each other with like bibs tied like completely like plastic, stupid, whatever. And it just kind of keeps the whole thing light and bright because, they were going at each other pretty hard. Also, this was actually, I noticed, kind of a pro Craig edit that they split this argument into two parts. Because when we left them last week, like we were all, well, probably not Mike, but like if you're a fan of Craig and you celebrate, if you celebrate Craig,
to all who celebrate
to
Craig,
all who celebrate Craig, yeah,
happy Craig McChris.
Aw. We all kind of left off thinking like, no, he was like, yeah, way harsh Ty, but like totally provoked, totally warranted what he said. But then the continuance of that argument was a little like, whoa, bro, like, I don't know if Austen cheated on his girlfriend, but like, you're heavily trying to insinuate that he did to not only the whole dinner table, but the world at large. And like, that's a bitch-ass move.
But that's Craig's jam, though. It's like Craig's jam is to not say anything, but thinks he said everything, right? Like, or like, whatever. That was such a Craig move. It was so classic Craig to like be backed into a corner and have a full temper tantrum like a 6-year-old, and then not say anything but say something and it's not true. It's like what dude?
Oh, I think it's probably true.
I mean, do they make 6-year-olds with those cheekbones?
You what?
Nothing.
So you think Austen cheated on his girlfriend and Craig knows about it and blew him up at a birthday party for a new cast member?
On the DL with either sliding into people's DMs.
Not Craig, Austen.
Or Austen, sorry. Austen's also really on my sugar honey iced tea list.
Yeah.
Currently, I am so up to here with him. I find
even after this episode.
He only made me angrier this episode.
Really?
Yeah. Like even when he said,
what are your thoughts on the entire cast then? I'm anxious to hear about that.
Well, let me just tell you about Austen real quick. I feel like he always walks the line. I feel like he flirts. I'm sure he's doing certain inappropriate stuff, like how he did with Taylor, like the stuff that he did with Madison. He's just not a stand-up boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's just not. He's shown us that. And the only thing, even if you hate Craig, that you could say that he has going for him is that he doesn't cheat on his girlfriends. And to me, that like goes a very long way.
Yeah. And it only went further this episode.
Right. Same. And so when Craig walks into, because basically the crux of this scene is Craig blows his top, says that, lets the cat out of the bag, that Shep has some dirt on Austen.
Yeah.
And when Craig and Austen go into the kitchen to start talking about it, Craig's like, oh, dude, you're going to be such a pussy about this? All I said was you're having girls over late night in your hot tub and having fun. Ooh, what a burn. And I'm like, that's so not what you said at all. You said you were jealous that he got to hook up or flirt with people. You said you were making fun of how he flirts. Look how he's trying to flirt. Look how he's trying to do that. He has no game. You were talking shit about him.
Yeah.
You weren't saying like, oh, your hundreds don't fit in your wallet and your diamond shoes are too tight. Like, why are you so mad that I said that? That's not what you said.
Yeah.
And there's a camera on you.
And he's also trying to out the other people that were in the hot tub. Like, I'm sorry, but you don't say that. Like, if you know that Sally was over at Craig's last night doing whatever they were doing, I don't know, whoever told you that, whether it was Sally or Craig, you've already talked shit about how he didn't score and what a pussy because he never like lands the deal, like he said that in like the first or second episode, I don't know. And then for him to make a joke about that is kind of, I mean, I don't know, Sally doesn't seem to care, but like I wouldn't want that yelled. If I was the hot tub girl, I wouldn't want that yelled to everyone. Especially because the other girl's there too, and it just is weird. And I don't know, whatever. I think it was bad form.
Yeah.
What are you looking at me like that for?
Because he
Sally's
hates Craig.
the one that
Because he hates all women.
Sally's the one that I think brought it up, like probably at 7:30 the next morning. Told everyone, I was in the hot tub with Craig until 4 a.m. Also said it to everyone, including her mom.
Okay.
This time around, so like Sally's the one that said it, not Austen.
And Sally can
And
say it because Sally
great.
did
No,
it. Austen, this fucking dude,
100%.
doesn't need to,
Right, but he didn't let anything out. The story was already out. If he said anything,
there's a time and a place.
got it. And the place and the time is never against Craig. No, say
No,
anything
it's
that's
just
bad
like-
about little Craigie Boo Pie.
Mike, I'm going to ask you something. Would you ever do that? I don't
Do
care.
what?
Like,
Never,
if
he
I
would never.
You would never
Do
in a million
what?
years make a comment like that in
Do
front of a
what?
bunch of people.
Do what?
About
What's the comment?
what another woman was doing with her personal time in front of a group of people.
Yeah.
Now it's another woman? I thought we were outing Craig.
No, I'm saying
The story was already out. Like what you guys are saying is
It's-
like Austen shouldn't
you
have
still
let.
wouldn't have. You still wouldn't. If
Okay.
the story were out or not. Agree to dis.
That's what I say. Craig, in my opinion, needs to look at his relationship with alcohol.
Yeah.
He needs to realize like the math is mathing, even though Austen was going after him and Austen was being a prick. Craig's response was over the top.
Yeah.
Right? I will never start something with someone, but I will finish it.
Yeah.
Me, Courtney, okay? I'm not an aggressive person. I will always try to take the high road, but if you come at me, I'm not just gonna not stand up for myself. And I don't necessarily like in this context for what we're talking about on the show, like you got punched. So then I'm just gonna shoot to kill.
Yeah.
You think Craig stood up for himself? Because all he did was attack Austen. He didn't stand up for himself. He didn't defend
I
himself.
think Austen was attacking him and he attacked Austen back. That's how I read it.
Craig. Austen was attacking Craig. And Craig didn't stand up for himself. He just did the
Attacked
same thing back.
No, he attacked back. Yeah.
But
I
that's
think
not
Austen-
standing up for yourself. That's just
great.
you're just in a fight now.
Okay, well,
I'm saying, okay, great. Austen punched Craig and Craig punched Austen harder. That's what I'm saying.
and then he like went back for more. Like when Craig went inside, and then when he came back outside because everyone was sitting down, Austen is across the table with Madison and Vanita also like talking, and they're still like. They're right there, you know? Like, you know that they're hearing it. And I also understand this is a show. They're all sitting at a table. So like I feel like there's many conversations where like the camera is on a close, is like pushed close to the two people that they're on. But like the tables are small. Like I feel like the entire cast is hearing it, but they all know like, oh, they're shooting that right now. But you're overhearing the whole thing. So there was just a lot of snide, like, I can't fake it anymore. Like everything that he's saying. Like you just got backhanded for saying what you said earlier. Like now you want to keep going, and so then it keeps going, and it's
Like I saw how it escalated and how it happened. I'm not saying that his response was something to write home about.
No,
be
not
proud
at
of,
all.
But I saw how it all happened.
Yeah.
And I saw how I could have been in his shoes and responded similarly. Like it reminded me of being a little kid because I'm the youngest of three, and my brother and sister are much older than I am, like 6.5 and 8 years older. So like when you're 8 and a 16-year-old is beating the shit out of you, like it's you can't fight back. And I'll never forget because my sister was so tough on me.
Yeah.
And I remember the day that I was physically bigger than her and she was just going for me and going for me and going after me. And I just turned around and I socked her so hard and she couldn't believe what happened. And I was like, I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you. I'm like, and if you ever do it again, it will be worse. I'm like, so just stop. But she started it. And yes, my response to her was awful, but she never hit me again.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. And we were children and Craig is a grown man, but like I saw how it all ended up happening. And I think I'm not saying 100% Austen cheated, but I believe there could be unsavory behavior coming from his side of things because that's all we've seen of him when he's in a relationship. I've never seen him just be like a good, loyal, trustworthy boyfriend until this relationship, and this relationship that he has with Audrey has such stank on it.
Yeah.
Because you never see her. You're never the one. The only time you're driving to see her is this episode where you're like, I want to get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
And so now you think you get the brownie points for going there because she just said, I wish you would come to Charlotte more.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that you can't wait to get out of your city.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, you don't get those brownie points.
Yeah.
It's so crappy. He's just a crappy boyfriend, and it really irritates me. I always say my favorite thing about a straight dude, like I can, because I love all gay men, but my favorite quality in a straight man is that when they are just so in love with their sig other.
Yeah.
It's just the most endearing thing. It shows that you're trustworthy, that you care, that,
Yeah.
you know, hopefully you have a great relationship, and that means you listen to her and you've got some kindness pumping through you. I just think it says so much about a guy when
does.
you're good to your chick.
When I used to work in scripted comedy, we would, you know, every pilot season, you'd go and interview however many writers. And there were people that like the studio or the network had already met with and that they would want you to meet. And they would give us that list and have notes underneath it of like why they like them. And so often I can't like, and also most, not all, but like a lot of show execs in development are women. And so it was women who had met with these dudes first. And it would always be like, oh my gosh, he's so great. He's so funny. And he speaks so kindly about his wife. Oh, he said this story about his wife. Oh my gosh, him and his girlfriend just went here. Oh, he said the cutest thing about his girl. Like it was like, it really, women, I don't know why, like we are so desperate for well-behaved men in relationships, you know?
I do, but the show's not long enough. And that says a lot because we do 3-hour shows.
Yes. So yeah, it goes such a long way. And I almost don't even want to say that, but I feel like everybody kind of knows this note already, but like you don't want to give dudes any more of a reason to be able to skate, like get a job faster because oh, I'll just talk about my girlfriend and how much I love my mom and my sister and my wife.
Then they get the job and like they broke up with the girlfriend.
Yeah. Because now they got money.
The reason we hired you.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my general practitioner and OBGYN are married. And when I was seeing my general practitioner, who's a man.
Yeah.
And I was saying to him, I was like, oh, I'm looking for a new lady doctor. If you know any. And he goes, oh my God, my wife. And I said, oh, I thought she didn't have a practice right now because they had 2 young kids at the time. And he said, oh, they're both in school now. So she's starting a practice again. And you should absolutely see her. She is such a better doctor than I am. And I thought that was the cutest thing I have ever heard. And I have never not been in love with my doctor ever since. I was like, oh, that guy, what a mensch. And to come full circle with all of this, and we've talked about it before, but it is why Craig gets such a long benefit of the doubt leash from viewers because he has that one thing really, not that he doesn't have other great qualities, like he's cute, whatever, but like, he's a good, you know, as of late, you know, like he doesn't cheat. Maybe the girl gets annoyed with him. Maybe she doesn't want to be with him, but like.
Maybe she's tired of picking which pillow's best.
So then we get Shep and Austen in the kitchen because they are going to hash out what happened with Shep. I'm curious to see Shep's journée this season because I can't pin him down yet. I don't know what his bailiwick is this season. Do you? You have a theory.
There is something about Shep comes off to me right now, and he did this last season too, where he seems to be taking like more of like a producer kind of role. Like he seems to be like willing to participate, like down to he kind of narrated last season, kind of like Heather Gay does in Salt Lake.
I was thinking Heather vibes also. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And like, and I remember it because I was annoyed by it because like, I just thought I find Shep to be an unreliable source, you know, or an unreliable
he is
narrator.
An unreliable person.
So like that stuck out to me, but like, he's always willing to like, to just get involved to where, like, I mean, he, as you all know that who've watched this at all, that you know that I think that he totally produced his own Showmance. So like, I think that he's like out there to like drive story. And I was wondering like, is it because maybe he kind of hears the chatter about like, oh, Shep's getting older. Is Shep aging out? Which I don't think Shep's aging out. We've been through it now. A few episodes we talked about it. These guys all live there. I think that they can die there. Like they could be on the show forever. You know,
probably gonna.
Yeah, they're going to. Yeah, and because the show's not about young kids doing whatever. It's about a group of people, friends growing up in Charleston and live in the city. Yeah, but sometimes I wonder if he and I actually don't have to wonder this, he said it, and we've discussed it before, that he, in a very early season, said, really wanted to separate himself from the Thomas Ravenels of the town. I think he said, like, you will not catch me at this age doing this and that. And we're catching him at this age doing the same thing.
Not even
Older
catching
bachelor.
him. Self-admitted.
Yeah. Older bachelor, rich, dating girls half his age. The difference is, as much as I get annoyed with Shep, like Shep is really darling. He's very cute, and T-Rav is just like no amount of money for me. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So I sometimes wonder if he thinks, oh, but I'm also, I'm more a part of the story of the show now. Like I'm not just a cast member. I'm not just a client. Or whatever.
I mean, I definitely am curious what happens to Shep. I think Shep is going through something, like definitely something, life-wise and show-wise. Wondering what's happening, what's going on. But I also thought to myself in this episode, and like this is going to suck because clearly this season is going to be probably about Craig mostly. Yeah. We deep dive things, and now I've set myself up to be this Craig hater, which I'm not a Craig hater. I am trying to explain why dudes don't like Craig, or why people that don't like Craig, why they don't like Craig. That doesn't mean I don't like Craig. It just means I think I understand why people don't like Craig. And it's because they think he's full of shit, right? So this episode, to me, I was like, oh man, and I don't necessarily believe the Shep thing, but like it was a great story. Could this be Craig's thing? Could this be Craig's produced storyline this year? Is the fall from grace and redemption, right?
The fall from grace, like he fell already, or he's falling from grace like now? Okay,
he's falling now. Like, so we've talked about it before on the show. There's one of my favorite memes is guy and a girl break up. The next week or the next night, the guy's at the club with his boys and they're partying and getting wasted. Chicks are everywhere. And the girl's at home just like losing her freaking mind, crying, tissues, friends, ice cream, the whole deal. 3 months later, the girl's got her shit together. She's out with her girls. They're having a good time. She's on the prowl, getting her set. And the dude is like, well, I don't know what the fuck to do with my life.
Yeah.
That's not an unreal meme. It's funny because it's true. So like, is Craig going to have a complete alcoholic, mental, ditch my friends, ditch everybody, screaming through the streets, not show up for my corporate engagements because I've already set the stage for that. Oh, I think I have an alcohol problem when I'm single. I can't make my weekly meetings or my events or whatever.
I didn't even notice that.
Is this going to be a season of Craig like, oh, I can't handle being alone and Paige ruined my life and I can't, and then by the end he meets whoever the fucking, like, I'll be real mad about that because I just kind of am like, I'm 100% not buying it. You can kind of see it in his eyes. I just happened to pause while watching the show to make a note. In the part where Craig was swigging, taking a swig of beer right before he went at Austen. And I was like, it was a total random pause. Yeah. Usually you get a wonky face. I got a perfectly clear look into Craig Conover's eyes. And that beer was
working.
Like he was, you could tell that he was about to just go way over the line, which he totally did. Everyone agreed with it, like literally everyone. So I'm like, I think this dude's going to try to pull some bullshit and like, oh, poor me. I am like, and listen, I'm not trying to talk shit on people who have an actual alcohol problem. And maybe he does, but it seems like he maybe is using it as like another line of bullshit. And I get how fucked up that is. But it's Craig. We're talking about Craig.
No, I clocked what you were just mentioning. And that's why I actually do think he needs to continue to go back to what he was doing when he was with Paige and really rein in or figure out how you can have a relationship with alcohol, if it's just beer, if it's not at all, if whatever it is, because alcohol was the result of him blowing his top like that. Yeah. It wouldn't have happened if he was like that, if he was sober, I think. Not that that's an excuse. I just think it's obvious.
Yeah.
But I will say, I'm thinking as you said, like, everyone agreed he went over the top, blah, blah, blah. And clearly we all said it was a disproportionate reaction to what had happened. With that being said, I'm still saying I could see me punching back like that if someone came at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's the difference between being from the South and being from the Northeast. Because when you watch like Real Housewives of Jersey or New York, and I get that these are shows, but it's when I watch Jersey, especially the early seasons, I have experienced all of that. Not prostitution, whore, table flipping, but like the amount of times my family and I have been in a public restaurant and have gotten into like yelling fights. It's not something any of us are proud of, but it has happened on a handful of occasions. And one time is too many because one person says one thing that they think is innocuous. It wasn't. And then I'm going to turn around and shut it the F down.
Yeah.
Or my sister is, or my brother is, or whatever, whoever, some member of my family.
Yeah.
And so I just think like their reaction was all based in location where it's like, well, we don't act, you know what I mean? Like they're just Southern. They're more proper, I think, in their, I don't want to say in their etiquette, but maybe like what's okay. Teresa would be blasphemous in Charleston is basically my point.
Yeah.
That kind of behavior doesn't pass. So I think I'm also looking at it through that lens of like, go for it, bro. Because he's sitting here in the kitchen saying like, I just want a little bit of grace. You came at me.
Yeah.
MFer. You want grace and you came for me?
Yeah.
That's not how it works. You shot over the bow. I'm going to shoot better.
Yeah.
Oh, then don't come for me.
And twice. Like you're, what is it? No, I'm not going to tell the joke. Oh, Minnie, don't lick that.
Oh yeah, it's not real snow, Minnie. The other thing that happened in this section of the scene was when, and this is good because like Sally's doing stuff that I have opinions on, which is why I like her on the show.
Totally.
Right? First of all, she's walking the line and like kind of trying to rewrite history a little bit with stuff, which is, it annoys me, but it's interesting as a character.
Yeah.
I think it's genuine. Like when she said, I didn't tell Charlie not to talk to Craig, and they showed the wrong clip because it was when after she got like hammered by a wave at that singles party, Sally came out and went up to Charlie and was like, so you're flirting with Craig.
Yeah.
And everybody knows you don't need to say, don't talk to him. You are marking your territory. You did it when she first got here. You're saying it now. You're shaming her for flirting with him.
Yeah.
That's something Craig would do, though. And you guys would be like, Craig told him. Craig told Austen. So.
No.
Or
I'm
didn't
saying,
tell him or whatever. Like.
No, what I'm saying is Sally didn't just own up to the fact that like, yeah, I called dibs on Craig. She was like, I didn't do that. If she wants to hook up with him, it's totally fine. Then don't go and shame her for flirting with him at the party because you did.
Yeah.
But was she shaming her for flirting, or was she like saying, just tell me? Like, don't say that, oh, Craig's not my type. Because that's kind of Charlie did that. And when we met, Charlie was like, oh, Craig's funny, whatever. Like, but Shep was off the table because he was too old, and Craig was off the table. I don't know exactly what it was, but he was off the table for Charlie.
No, because this is why I'm saying she's walking the line. Sally, if you have your eye on the prize and to you the prize is Craig, and that's who you're gunning for, then say to Charlie.
But it's not. Sally doesn't give a shit. Who was available? Craig?
But she does because she was pissed when Charlie was flirting with him.
Was she really? If she was upset, what she was upset about was Charlie started being like, yeah, Craig's not an option for me. And then we're at the beach, and quite quickly, I think we were all like...
Wait, Charlie said Craig's not an option?
Something to that along those lines.
I don't remember her saying that.
In the first episode, or second, whenever we met her, it was... Shep was too old, and it was kind of like texting with my dad or whatever she said about Shep. And then there was something about Craig that she knew too much or... something along those lines, but
I
it was
you,
like,
I just don't remember.
It wasn't an option. Then we get to the beach, and quite quickly, I think we were all like, "Well, hold on. seems like it's an option, right? You guys are quite chummy and giggly together, loving it, right? Go for it." But I don't think your friend knows that, right? So that's what it seemed like to me. Is like Sally's like, "I don't care," but you you came at me like that he wasn't an option. Now we're at the beach and you're mega flirty. So like, if you want it, just say so. Don't not say it and then go after the dude.
And that's what I'm saying about Sally. Sally, if you want it, just say, this is my dude. I have a crush on him.
I don't think Sally cares though.
But she does care. Sally
cares to be with someone. You take Craig out, put Austen in.
Totally.
Take Austen out,
put
some new dude in.
And
put
Craig and
Weimer Reiner in there. She doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, no.
Put them all in there. Put Charlie and like what's his face in there. Like,
yes, she wants them all.
Clearly, this is not. She doesn't have a.
But she's not being total. From my seat, she's not being totally forthright. I feel like she's trying to have her cake and eat it too. She has no girl code at all. The way she's treating Venita, she is saying remember in the episode when Venita was like in the beginning saying, "Wait, I have beef with this person, so why do you want to hook up with him?" And that's breaking girl code. And then later in the episode, Sally says about Charlie, like, hey, you're breaking girl code about Craig.
Sally's like, she's either a total idiot or she's just like, oh, I can do this job. And she's trying to do the job like Janet on the Valley, but she's just like, oh, no, you're not really that good at this yet.
Oh, I'm enjoying watching it. I want her, my note to her is like, you got to own it more and have more consistency, because she even said, I wasn't flirting. Like when they were sitting at the table at dinner, she goes, I wasn't flirting with Craig. I was saying you should go apologize to Austen. I was like, you were flirting with him. When he said, I'm going to go get a beer, you said, I'll come with you.
But she did say all that stuff to him, which I was surprised by, because then later she seems to sort of drop that. She remembers that, like, no, I'm just trying to get laid here.
Yeah.
She's really Captain Save a Hose real hard with him, being like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's
You're
so
a really
unfair.
good guy.
Great. I can't.
But her and
that's
Venita,
unfair
I
to
think,
you.
are in the same boat right now. Like her and Venita are just struggling and grasping. Like she's doing a lot better job than Venita is. Like Venita's just Venita needs
so
Craig
annoying.
to hold her because she's drowning in a foot of water. Like it is horrible. It's so fucked up. But Sally is I don't know. Sally's like it's just weird. I think it's weird. The grasping and the like not really understand. It's like I don't know if we even talked about it with this, but it's like when you lie so much, it's hard to juggle and keep track. And like one of them hits the ground, you're like, oh shit, and then you get found out. I think that's where Sally's stepping into that territory of I
completely agree.
I don't know what to keep track of. So Housewives, we were talking about it in Orange County, 19 years of bullshitting each other. And you're just like, I honestly don't remember what lie we're on right now. I think Sally's quickly stepped into that muck and is going to find out real fast that like, she doesn't know how to do this, you know?
But here's the thing, like, because it keeps going back in my head to like her just like trying to play both sides of the fence, like being friends with Venita and then also wanting to hook up with Craig. And so, yes, she did say like, that was way harsh, Ty, you should go apologize to him. But if he wanted to sleep with her that night, she also would have done that and she was flirting with him.
Well, yeah, she would have slept with him if he would have let her.
She might have. We don't know that she didn't.
Totally.
Like they went to his house and spent another night in the hot tub with Charlie after that party.
I'm just saying, she said, I wasn't flirting with him. I was telling him he was wrong. I was like, no, you were doing both. You told him he was wrong, and you were also...
you were like, you're so wrong.
That was wrong.
You're so wrong.
Yeah, thank you. That's right. That's exactly right. Wait, the only other thing I want to point out really quickly about this scene is because I think it shows you truly... Like, Shep has this issue for me as a viewer where he does... Because his performance and how he was displaying himself, not in a gross way, this episode was really good. Like if you didn't see him getting schnockered and saying all that stuff about Paige and Craig at BravoCon to some random person at the hotel. If you didn't see that video, if you didn't have institutional knowledge about who this person was from the show and all of his behavior, you would have thought like, oh my God, the therapy's therapying. Like it's working because he's saying like, but it's on me because I said it to Craig. And so I have to take responsibility for that. And I don't want to be hurting anyone in this group. It sounds like you've learned a lesson. And then he does these little things that it's like, oh, there he is. There's the elitist guy that thinks he's better than everybody. this is why you think that you deserve a 28-year-old doctor because you're in your mind, you know. And then these two moron girls came up to me and I'm like,
what if that was us? We'd be like, hey.
But here's the thing. I want to know if those two quote unquote moron girls, which I don't think you are, have entered the chat.
Yeah, let's hear from the morons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, because
so wait, hold on. You think he said morons to be elitist and put the girls down?
No, I think this is how when Shep doesn't have a camera on him, he's the drunk guy grandstanding on his soapbox of the stuff with how like Craig and Paige were only together to make a paycheck, or saying, like, he even said it at a reunion once. He was like, you know, I come from like elitist people. There's a place in Florida called Vero Beach, and it's not like some real ritzy place. You know, if you're standing it up next to like Boca or Palm Beach or whatever. And he goes, yeah, my grandparents used to call it Zero Beach because you were a zero if you lived there. And that, like, and he's like, and that is part of like who I am, and I do speak that way sometimes. Yeah. And I think when he's calling these girls two moron girls, he really is looking down on them, and it's from that part of him that he's saying it. And I'm like, you got to heal that shit, buddy, because you're a greasy 45-year-old dude with a drinking problem who's dating women half his age, and you don't
sometimes when
have a lot going for you with that.
Dudes are in a fight because of a rumor. Another dude will try to de-escalate that fight by saying, ooh, these dumb girls or this dumb dude. I think that I'm not disagreeing that Shep's an elitist. He's definitely an elitist. But I think that's what Shep was more like trying to diffuse a thing and not be like, dude, these two chicks walked up to me and said you were banging another girl, which would have just, and it didn't, Austen still flipped out. Yeah. But like, it would have been a full situation. So I think that was him being like, just trying to be like, it was just a dumb rumor. It wasn't real. So that he would be like, yeah, fine, whatever.
I totally hear what you're saying. Just because of who I have historically known Shep to be, that's why I'm just like, no, you're saying it because that's who you are, not because you're trying to, and maybe trying to deflate the situation, but like.
Him even bringing any of that to Craig is like where it's like, oh, you think that he's doing better, and then you're like, no, like that. My first shows as shallow was something that got too wordy, but it was basically saying like as shallow as like Shep's explanation of to like why he didn't come straight to you, but instead decided to go to your arch nemesis frenemy, you know,
and give him a live grenade.
Yeah, exactly. That like, oh, Shep didn't know. Like Shep's the smartest guy on the show. He knows exactly how this is going to go, which played into my like, is Shep producing this year? Is he like, no, I'm gonna drop little bombs and it's fine. We're all gonna be friends after this. I'm gonna take the hit and I'll get out of it because I'm a wordsmith and I'll be able. And I'm also really good at apologizing. Shep's always great at being like, that's on me. So sorry about that. Yeah. But you know, and like he's just, you know.
I wonder if this is who's the Jeremiah guy? Jeremiah, the EP. That's bopping around and just wrecking like, every show that he enters.
We've got to do some research on this guy because we've heard so much about him.
We did for a minute because he went on the Valley and ruined that. But
and I think he was on the last season of Vanderpump, and that's where I think maybe it started.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if his piece of advice is in pre-pro to like get everybody like, okay, you're going to do that. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. And maybe it is like we talk about all the time. Like you get too big for your britches. These shows are kind of weird now. Like I have that note. I'm like, this is a more dreadful note. But like I've been in TV for 25 years and it's the traditional TV business is coming to an end. Like it's on life support and then no one's coming to save it. And watching Orange County Housewives, The Valley last season, Tamra, Jax. I've heard a couple times a rumor that the Housewives franchise as a whole is on a 2-year out window.
I've heard
that too, which is so crazy.
It's not that crazy when you think of what it is now is just lawsuits, bullshit, lies, toxicity, a horrible image. Like it used to be rich ladies doing rich lady shit, like an occasional squabble and a table flip. Fine, we all flip a table once in our lives, but like, I'm not gonna sue you for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm now watching this and being like, okay, is Craig gonna do this whole thing this season, and maybe Shep did do a whole bullshit thing last season, and maybe these people are too big, and maybe Craig and Paige was bullshit, and like, is reality TV dying? Is this the death of even reality TV? Did we start a reality show recap YouTube channel like 2 years before this shit is all going to be done?
Don't say it
like,
ain't so.
It is kind of funny that we got into
out.
this. Like, not we got into this. We did the recaps because we love the shows and that's what we wanted to do. But you started the YouTube channel because you were like, I feel like we're on the tail end of something and we need to jump ship and get something started before the ship goes under. And I think it is funny that in retrospect, I don't know really why we thought our show would be TV shows. The thing that is the sinking ship, like, that was on me. That was my bad.
Listen, I'll take the Shep for it. Like, oh no, I didn't say anything. So I was like, that. But yeah.
It literally just dawned on me in this moment
seriously.
that's
great.
Like,
No, I have a whole thing
man.
of like, did we
TV's
just
dying, so let's do a show about covering TV.
Yeah, that we're only going to get all of our subscribers are going to be surely based off the fact that we're watching the same TV show.
Yeah, and then
Watching the same
shows are
thing on
gonna be
life support.
gone.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to recap YouTube channels. Stay tuned.
Do you have anything else for this scene?
Yes. Okay. So I know now it feels like it happened a week ago because they put out the scenes from the next so early, but just Venita being inside helping cook or whatever, and Craig comes upstairs and it was Whitner that said, oh, what's going on? What's like, because, you know, he probably heard them yelling outside. What happened? What's going on? And Craig is explaining to Whitner, and granted, whoever else is in the kitchen, but the question was asked from Whitner, and he's answering him, speaking to him directly, and saying, oh, I was just out there, and Austen was just having a heart attack about something, and blah, 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 like kind of goes on and explains what's happening. So then Venita comes down and goes straight to Austen and hugs him from the back and goes, oh, Craig was just up there talking all this shit or saying whatever, you know, that you were doing. Little does he know that I'm team Austen. And then Austen's like, okay, great, thanks. Like, Austen couldn't really care less. Like, correct. And then it goes to her interview saying, you know, Craig's this, that, and the other, and I could just never be friends with someone like that. And it's like, well, you're not friends. Good news for you, Venita. You don't have to worry about it because he doesn't want to be your friend. And I'm pretty sure you already know that. And I think that sort of like this whole thing where like everybody is saying, you know, and actually Sierra got on Instagram and said something lovely about her friend Venita, which I would do it. I would hope anybody would do it for me. Same. If I was in Venita's position. Like, I thought it was a great sentiment, and I understood where she was coming from. But they're trying to say that, well, you know, if a main character refuses to film with someone, then like that's just a way of like pushing them out. That's like a soft push out. And clearly he's not refusing to film with them. Like, they're all there. They've been at everything, all the parties, everything. I think they've all been there both together, whatever. And so now I think that Venita has stated for the record, she doesn't want to be friends with Craig. She can't be friends with a person like Craig. So like, Spritz Wars are back on.
Listen, I'm not trying to defend Venita, but what she said was like, because I was like, oh, Venita, fuck off. I can't. I'm out. I'm done. Like, I'm tapping out. Yeah, help me help you. It's not working anymore. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And then she did say the thing about Craig that was annoying was true. Like, is that everyone in the group lets Craig get away with shit, and Craig takes advantage of that. And like, yeah, duh. Like, that's not a big secret, Venita. But that was why she was like, and I can't be friends with someone like that. Okay, well, then you probably are not be friends with any of these people, because that's Shep, that's Austen, that's Madison, it's all the girls, it's you, well, maybe not you, but we're tapping out on Venita.
If you know that someone is sort of the king of the whatever, and you know that everyone's going to kowtow to him and whatever, and you choose to go for him anyways, don't play victim to me. Don't then complain that he just gets away with it all. Like,
I don't know if she's claiming victim. I think what she's doing is a weird going after the bucos on the valley. Like Vanita, I think like, and listen, it's again, this isn't rocket science. This is totally figured. Vanita is just a coattail. Like she's just grasping at whatever she can. And so she's going after the biggest fish on the show that she can. It makes no sense. You're going to lose. Like you're not going to win, but she's going to go down fighting.
Yeah. I think she thinks it's going to look good on her that I went for I went swinging at the biggest guy here. And it's like, you're not gaining any like brownie point. Like you're not going to get a medal for that.
Yeah.
Like,
well, she won't, and she'll get shit on until Paige and Sierra and Amanda invite her on to in the city.
And that's where I want her to go because I don't dislike Vanita as a person. I don't like her character that I think that she really plays into here on this show because I don't think that Vanita has a lot of room for growth on this show because the people are so set in their ways. And so it's just going to be like, unless they're paying her a shitload to like be sort of like in that role of like, I'm going to keep on trying and trying and trying. But like, I don't think that anybody has any interest in helping her elevate herself. Yeah. Like, so it's just sort of like, if you kind of get off on being like the underdog that's going to go and go and go, then like, okay, great. But like, if you don't, then like, yeah, call your friends and try to hop on over to, like, again, I've said, I'm pretty sure she lives there anyways. So
I don't know why I feel like I'm not getting the full, version of her.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I get like edited versions of her, which is, and that is a recipe for disaster for reality TV shows.
Yeah.
Like you have to just be willing to be like a Madison or like, if we're just looking at this show, people that are just putting essentially their entire lives on there.
Yeah.
So if you're saying like, oh, I live half the year in New York and you're not even talking about that on the show, it just feels, and by the way, it might not even be her fault. The producers might not be letting her talk about how she lives half the year in New York.
That's what I think too. They're not helping her with anything. They're really keeping her in this just sort of like annoying kid sister
That's
role.
why you got to produce better.
Yeah, I know. The other thing I just want to say about Sally is that I think that people will, like by people saying to her, oh, you can't call dibs on everyone. Like I thought that was a little bit of an over generalization of like, I don't think she has called dibs on everyone. I think that she did try to go for Craig. I think that Craig is like a sort of a nice chess piece on the board that she's probably was a little bit more verbal about wanting to go for and told everyone and all the things.
They are so wrong for each other though.
Oh, they are so wrong. They should just bang and then like let it be. But like Craig's not like really like a one day bang.
That's right.
Like
like Kevin's later on, but I was like, dude, Sally's such a high school girl. When they go to her closet, and she's like, oh my God, all these clothes are Craig's. There's a pair of shorts and a shirt, you dumb moron.
Yeah.
Not all these clothes. Like the stuff that I'm like, you're a high school girl that's just trying to say shit in the locker room to the other girls. And Jenny, who Jenny likes Craig, and like you were in Craig's hot tub. Nothing happened, but you're going to talk about it. So Jenny hears it and gets fuming mad. And then be like, oh my God, it's Craig's towel. Like,
that was so Brendan, what you just
said. Dude, totally. It's so crazy. I'm like, dude, they're your friends in high school, the dude and the girl or whatever, like, they haven't banged, but they're always together. They're always cuckooing and giggling and like often whatever. Like, where are those two? And somebody finally at a party is just like, dude, will you guys just already and get it over with? And they're like, what? And I don't know what you're talking about. And then they get permission to go do it because somebody said, and they go do it, and then that's it. They never do it again.
No, that's in Reality Bites. Remember? When she tells Winona and Ethan Hawke, can you guys just bang already?
Can you guys bang already?
But then they fall in love.
I know. But like that was like where everybody in the room is just like, oh my God, is this still happening? Can you guys just get it over with?
That's these two.
Like she is such a like high school girl because even later in the episode when she's like, basically what she was saying was, I have tried everything in front of him. I even had a nip slip on purpose.
Yeah.
And none of my tricks are working.
Yeah.
And I wore my, like, remember the episode of Friends where Rachel wants to hook up with Joshua?
Yeah.
And she put on her cheerleading uniform.
Yes.
She's like, I have always gotten lucky in this cheerleading uniform. And all she did was a cartwheel and get a fat lip. It's like, because none of that stuff works on Craig. Like that shtick, you're beat with a guy like Craig.
Yeah.
He's not, that's why you guys are horrible, like a horrible match.
Yeah. You didn't just stumble into some bad lighting.
No.
So the thing about Sally is that I think that people get annoyed with her because she's the girl that like pretty much everyone is a target until they're not, or either until they reject her or until she bangs them and moves on. And so I don't think that she calls dibs. I think she's the girl that is just like, if there's a hot guy at the party, she's gonna be all over him. Like, but she doesn't say it. She does. I don't think she tells anyone stay off of him. I just think that everybody is a target for Sally until they're not. So it probably gets annoying when if we just went to a party together and like the hottest guy there, you don't know if you're into him yet. You might be. He's caught my attention. He's cute. Okay, we haven't really talked yet. I want to see what his vibe is. But already, right away, this bitch is just like beelining for him, and you're like, I didn't even get the chance to know.
And then she comes up to you to stake her claim by not saying it, but saying it, being like, so Brad and I were at the keg just now, and he was asking me all about where I'm from because, you know, our sisters actually went to high school together. Yeah. And he knows that I'm an Army brat. Like, and so, right. So then you're saying that you guys already have chemistry and you're whatever. Like, she just pees on everything.
Exactly.
Like her dog.
Like her dog. I guess that's where she learned it. So yeah, I think that that's what annoys people. It's not about her being like dibs. It's about her doing everything to just the action of dibs.
Yes. And that's why I'm saying like she's playing both sides of the fence and she should just say, this is what I want.
Yeah.
But she also said later that she always gets what she wants. So a life of that, whether it's true or not, is that's just it. That's a bratty kid, you know. That's a spoiled kid. Whether you're spoiled by your parents or you're spoiled by how hot you are, and dudes just throw themselves at you, so you can have whatever you want, and you usually get whatever you want. And if we're talking about banging, yeah, Sally's gonna get banged, like no problem there, right? So like, I think that's probably her, you know.
But that's why when she said that, I was like, that's such a lame thing to say. Like, such a lame, you're a cute girl. Any cute girl can walk outside and just be like, hi, does someone want to have sex? And also
just
people.
Don't say, like, if you get everything you want, great, good job. Like, keep that shit to yourself and just enjoy it. Yeah. Nobody needs to hear that.
But I'm just saying, it's like a major leaguer going to a little league game and leaving being like, I crushed them. Right. Like Sally, like you're a hot chick. Of course you're gonna get laid. And by the way, you're so obvious about it. You're literally like half naked, always drinking a beer, staying at Craig's house till this guy wants to go to bed, and you're still there trying to get laid. And she's like, I'll just blow you to sleep. That's fine, right? Like, of course.
That's why Craig wants Charlie.
That's right.
Is because she has a job, and she was probably sitting there at 4 o'clock being like, what the am I doing here? While Sally's like, ding.
Yeah, that's right.
There's so much Brendan in you right now. I love it. Maybe we should ask him to sub.
That'd be great. He could fill in for me.
Other thing that I wanted to say about this is like I usually just skip right over the like the recaps when they come on, like, oh, last week. But for whatever reason I watch it this time, and it's not that I missed this, but I missed like the analysis of it. So I'll just do that right now. At the end of the last episode, like when Craig was storming off, the first time, I think he did it once. I think Austen did it, the final storm. But he says, happy people, I'm sorry, this is what Craig says to Austen. Happy people don't tear people down. You're not happy. And Austen said, and here you are tearing people down. And then Craig says, I hope you find happiness one day. To which Austen replies, I hope you do too, Craig. I really do, you dick. And I just want to say that I hope both of you dicks find happiness, because I'm realizing that the reason that they are both unhappy. They both are taking this shit out on each other. Austen doesn't want to be in a relationship. And so Craig might be jealous that Austen just gets to be in this relationship, gets to be totally, like, this girl is totally willing to travel, totally willing to, like, is so sweet to him, is there, like, well, and then watching Austen just kind of piss all over that and do whatever he wants. So maybe there's some shared jealousy here between the two of them, but neither of them are happy, because then Austen is totally unhappy that he doesn't get to go out and he doesn't get to go out and do everything that Shep and Craig are doing, which Craig's not even really doing that much, but he's allowed to, and he's got options up the wazoo, and they're all throwing themselves at Craig, like right in front of Austen.
Yep.
So like that's just almost just like, okay, I already know that you're allowed to do it. And now I see that like you're literally like bobbing and weaving chicks. You're having to like jump out of the way of like falling naked chicks from the sky.
That's right. Tripping over Poussey.
Yeah. So I think it would be kind of lovely if Craig, which I don't expect him to, because I think that Craig, if we've learned anything about Craig, like there's a lot of perspective that he is lacking, and like it might take some time, and we just wish that he could, see that he's living such a blessed life, because people that know the kind of blessings that have been just bestowed upon them, they also have the ability to like with that comes like that you don't really get so pissed at little things. People, all the BS in life, like it's not really like hitting you like it is Craig right now, because Craig is still so caught up in his own like heartbreak and anger about it, and all like just the rip roaring emotions from all of that usually takes about a year from a relationship like that to like finally get over.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, totally. And so he's just not really seeing that he's living a charmed life. And that's all I want for Craig is to just like look around him and see that like you have a lot going for you, dude. Like it's a bummer that like clearly like the one thing apparently that mattered to him, like he doesn't get to have, but like he gets to have everything else.
Yeah.
And I think it would be lovely for Craig to say, you know what? I'm actually a little jealous of you too, because what you have is exactly what I'm dying for.
Yeah.
And I can't have it. But Courtney and I were saying one more thing earlier. Well, I kind of just threw it out.
Should we save it for the scene?
Oh, is it from a scene?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even remember.
Well,
that.
no, because it was when you sent me the screenshots of Craig, and then we started talking about it. It was.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't care if you want to.
I mean, it's just like a generalization that like Craig doesn't seem to know. Like we don't think that Craig doesn't find himself attractive at all. He clearly knows. Like he knows what he's got up to a degree. But the fact that he's been, I think, dumped so many times is like doesn't ever let him really soak in the dreaminess that is Craig, and so he might kind of
great.
It's a blessing because he might be absolutely unbearable. If he knew and he never had like any of those issues of getting dumped all the time, where he's got to constantly ask like, does anyone even like me?
Yes, it's what keeps you relatable.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it's great.
Yeah.
It's like, remember that episode of Sex and the City where Carrie goes to the Women in the Arts lunch because she has to like one up Natasha.
Yeah.
And so she like gets this great dress and like spends a month's worth of rent on a pair of shoes, and Natasha like got the flu and doesn't show up. And Carrie's like, it's fine. I guess I just have to accept that there's like some women that are better than other women. And then she sends the thank you card and she spelled there wrong.
Oh,
she's like,
that's
I'm so
right.
sorry I wasn't there. THEY''RE. And she's like, good thing she's cute because she's a moron. And it's like, you need those little knocks on people so that we can all be on the same playing field.
Yes. Whenever we get a shitty comment and they use the wrong there or whatever, and I'm like, loser.
With friends like you, who needs enemies? Just kidding.
The best is when they're calling you an idiot, though, and doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read a comment because it pertains to Craigie. It's Andrea. Craig says he has a fear of rejection because of being friend zoned back in high school. I think it is also because of the bullying he says he was subject to and not being popular until he got to university. I believe seeing people who are supposed to be his friends make fun of him and put him down, added to the recent rejection from Paige, sends him into these toddler tantrums where he throws his toys out of the pram. Or what do you call it here in America?
A sailboat?
A sailboat. Where did babies sleep in?
Oh, bassinet or crib.
Yeah.
Sorry. A pram is a sailboat also.
He did the same thing at Cameron's cookout birthday party after Naomi had dumped him. It was like the whole thing about like talking crap on Austen, and then Shannon Fall was like, well, he did watch his sister fall off a cliff, and I was like, oh snap, that's
right.
copy that, noted. Craigie getting like friend zoned in high school, like whatever. But if you got bullied in high school, and then you grew up to be like a successful dude, and your friends, your quote air quote friends, were still bullying you, I bet that would be hard to deal with.
Yeah. Did we check that you are in focus?
Probably not.
I didn't.
While you check that, I'm going to look for a snack and a beer. Do you want one now? Okay, so the next scene is at Westerhammer's house. And I feel like we talked about this. I don't have anything else to say except for I want to live at Itchy Grass Farm.
Yes.
And he seems like a great guy, and I'm excited to get to know him.
No, I think that you and him have so much in common. I think the way that...
Totally. When he's like, oh, and I just turned 36, I was like, oh, wah, wah. But I was like, oh, this guy's great.
Yeah, you live the same exact like regime, I feel like. Yeah.
Two things in this dude's life I need to put more into my life. One is the regime, like just getting on the regime. And then 2 is having a party with that much pasta.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the
Well, that's easy.
You say that, and I've never had a pasta party.
Come to New Jersey.
It seems a little far.
Not for a good pasta. Okay, so then the scene after that is when Sally calls her mom, FaceTimes. I don't know why this scene makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to be talking about being in a hot tub with a guy with my mom. I'm good.
You know what is funny, though? You can always tell how old someone is. Shep does it later by who says menage a trois as opposed to threesome and the willies as opposed to anxiety. Like Shep was like, oh, it gives me the willies. No, Shep, that's anxiety. You're having a panic attack. It's okay. It's fine to admit. And yeah, Mom, it's called a threesome now, not a menage a trois.
Her mom's classy.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Speaking of classy, the next scene is when Hudson and Madison were having lunch, and he cooked this steak like such a little man.
Dude, medium, please. I'll take 2. What the shit?
I was just so impressed.
Yeah.
She's such a good mom.
I know.
You think she taught him how to make those steaks and not Brett?
Well, who found Brett?
Touche.
Thank you.
Also, I love how dumb kids are. Like how they'll just say the dumbest shit. And I know there's a show called that. But like...
kids say dumb shit. Kids say the darndest things.
Whatever. But when he's like, oh, I cooked, you clean. Like, bro, that's an 8-month pregnant lady. I say that shit one more time. Get your ass in the kitchen and start cleaning, kid. Don't say dumb stuff. Fifth, it's right over there. And it's right there in front of you.
It's right in front of you. If you don't know, then you haven't earned it. It's literally right there, Fifth.
I don't see it.
Not the two are bright.
He's all high off of the tree fumes.
The next scene is when Nat and I will really enjoy talking about. Mike will not. It's when Charlie goes over to Craig's place and brings all the art. And again, everyone needs to remember my HGTV analogy for who Craig is.
No.
In the sense of, I'm not saying he's the most stand-up, amazing boyfriend of the millennia.
I am.
I'm just saying when he says stuff like, yeah, when you like a girl, like what she's interested in and ask her about what she's interested in. And the fact that he's even thinking to ask her questions. Do you know how many dates I've been on where guys are like, oh, it's the best date of my life? I'm like, yeah, because I just interviewed you. You haven't asked me one question. Like so many dudes don't even think to ask a question. And he's not only going to ask a question, but it's going to be about things that she's interested in.
He's going to buy something from you.
That's right. And the other thing that really jumped out at me in this scene, and it is honestly one of the reasons why I do love Craig, because Craig has my other favorite quality that a straight dude could have, where he's just like a little gay. And I love that about him because you could tell he was never happier all episode than when she came over, they sat on the couch and they could finally kiki.
Yeah.
And he was just like, okay, so anyway, this is what was going on. And like, he just loves to talk. You know, he's that guy that's at the grocery store being like, okay, babe, I know we said this steak, but they've got this other one and it looks really good. And remember that recipe we saw on like, he likes a buddy.
He does. It's why Paige, I think, got the ick from him, because I think that Paige does not like that sensitive type. I think that she wants a like machismo. Like she wants like a, I don't know, just like a more traditional Italian like leader of the house. And I think that's some girls are just like, that's a turnoff for them. But like for
not me.
For most of the other ones, not so much. So Nick Viall has a book called Don't Text Your Ex on Your Birthday. which is like advice about, your breakups and how to
Don't
navigate that.
text your ex on
their birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, because so many people, I think that.
Yes.
I never read this book. I only just sort of that title spoke to me, translated to me as here's all the pitfalls that you can just never really get out of a cycle of a relationship. Is if all it takes is that all I did was text him on his birthday, and then we started. Now we're having dinner, and now it's just the same thing. So I don't know. I have no idea if that's what the book's about, but that's what I've gone with. But
I think it's a cookbook.
Cookbook, yeah. But Craig could have a book. He could have 2 books. He could have a book that says be interested in what she's interested in, and other tips that will get her pants off in record speeds. Or the second book would be what we got from that flashback that I've forgotten about. All I'm into right now, what does he say? Make money, get healthy, your girlfriend.
Words to live by.
These are New York Times bestsellers.
Bestsellers. Relationship advice from a dude who can't keep a relationship.
Well,
sounds like a bestseller to me. I love Craig though. He's so amazing.
Do you have anything to say about this scene?
So much. I'm gonna run some snapshots across and just your photographer's dream. It's so good.
When he said, I'm a highly passionate person, I'm like, oh, that means you're a great lover.
Oh, yeah.
No, it means you're fucking crazy.
Oh, crazy good in bed.
She was into it.
Yep.
And there is something also about her saying, I don't like to wonder where a guy stands. He needs to just go for it. But that's...
No, because you don't want it too easy.
No, and also, I don't even think that Craig is
what are
playing...
you talking about?
What?
You don't want that?
For Craig, to know who Craig is, you would have to kind of...
That's what she wants. She doesn't want to wonder.
Yeah, and I understand what she doesn't want or what she wants. I understand that. I'm that same way. But to know Craig is to know that you want to let it simmer. You want to enjoy every single second, and not, because he's not into it any other way. So if you want him, you got to know that he's different than most dudes who are ready to go to Pound Town the second that they open the doorknob. They're going to show you their knob.
I also just had I had a thought. I think a lot of women subconsciously, I don't think we're actively realizing this until now. Craig is the best lay out of all of these guys.
Yeah.
And I think subconsciously, it's why women want someone who's taller than them, because subconsciously you're thinking in this tribal mentality of it's a dog eat dog world. I need someone who can physically protect me. You're subconsciously sniffing out that you're never finishing with Shep. Austen is literally going to go from having sex with you to having sex with someone else that night.
And he's going to cry to you about a bunch of things first.
Correct.
Such a
but
baby.
Craig is just going to be let's make love again and again and again, and then I will make you eggs.
And I swear to God, I will say this until I am blue in the face, and however much you don't want to hear it. You and Craig are so alike, and I that's got to be why you have.
They're Ross and Russ.
It's crazy.
They really
because
are.
That's how you are. I literally text you. We were working on a project together. I was kind of seeing someone from out of town. They had to come visit me. Mike and I started talking more okay, we kind of like each other, and then I was like, shit, when someone's coming to visit you from out of town, there's taking work off and planning and whatever. I wasn't going to tell this dude, tell your boss you can work tomorrow and don't drive that 6 hours here and whatever.
I remember this like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I would have told him.
So he came. It was a massive waste of time for him. I didn't even kiss him the whole time. And the second that he left, I text you and said, I handled it. He's gone. And you said to me, be ready at 9:30. I'm picking you up. And he took me to breakfast. And we have never been apart since.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then I also had to ask you, are you ever going to kiss me? You were doing the slow roll.
You didn't say that.
What did she say?
She was like, you just said it. You were like, you want to make out with me.
Yeah, because that's what you say. You don't have to ask, why don't you want to kiss me? Yeah, yeah. You just say it because in case you hadn't thought of the idea, I'm going to put it into your head right now. You want to make out with me. You got to tell people what they want. They don't know.
I knew.
Well, so you're playing the slow burn. So then he kissed me, but literally there was a jillion chances to do it and you never did it. So you work like this guy does. you talked to me about everything. I knew every single thing about you. You knew single thing about me. You totally, sorry if this is TMI for everyone, but like all you want to do is be a pleasurer. That's all you think about, all you want to do. And you want to do it better every time. And it's 16 years later, and that's like still who you are.
And you still be smacking me away. I don't understand.
That's my job. It's ingrained in us, like how cats do, like they like out of it, like the second they're shot out, they're doing shit. You're like, how did you know to do that? That's how women are. Like we it's in our DNA to have to go, get off me. You play instruments. I feel like, do you sew? Like, did you sew at one point? Yes. Oh my God, I can't even believe I forgot about that. You had a sewing machine. What else is there that you do? Like you do so many things like him. You love plants. You want to garden. All you talk about is wanting to have a garden. I mean, like, I don't know why this dude makes you so uncomfortable.
He makes me uncomfortable, I think, for the same reasons that Shep is. I think Shep's over it now, but I think the same reason that the boys are uncomfortable, or like the reason, like I said it in the beginning, I don't necessarily hate Craig. I don't even hate Craig, right? I'm fine with Craig. And I talked about this way before. Craig is LeBron James to me. I used to hate LeBron James because he's King James and the best in the world and the best that ever. Like, this dude had never won a championship. He'd never taken the shot. The last set, like, he just wasn't anything for the longest time. And he was kind of an asshole. And so, like, I hated that everyone exalted this kid who had done nothing but be a really good high school basketball player. When Kobe was a good high school basketball player, and he won rings. He got championships. He didn't proclaim himself to be King Bryant. Like, that never happened, right? So I hated on LeBron so much. And then he took the last second shot. Then he won the championships. Then he went and blocked a shot to win, like, single-handedly won a chip. Then he went back to Cleveland and won a championship for the Cleveland Cavaliers, which, like, what, dude? That's impossible. So, like, he started ticking off all these things. He grew up. He just grew up. He was a dumb kid with $1 bazillion, and everybody in the world was like, oh my God, you can do no wrong. You are King James. You are the best. So, like, yeah, you go crazy. Then he grew up, he did all the thing, and I was like, okay, I don't. And Morgan, my brother, I'm sorry, because we still fight about it. I don't hate LeBron James as much as I used to, right? Craig is the same. We would literally have to turn this show off because I would be losing my mind about this dude. And now, I don't think, like, whatever, I'm not going to get into this whole business, but he's doing it. He's a face of the business. He did have a thing that a dude walked in and was like, I can make money on. You're on a show. You make these dumb things. All right, cool. Like, all of that. He shows up for the events. He does all the things, right? So, like, Craig is ticking off all the things that I used to be mad about.
We're waiting for that guy to walk in here and see everything that that Mike has built and go, I can make something out of this.
Come on
Maybe
now.
that's what's missing. Maybe as soon as that guy walks in here and says, wow, you've really built something special here, I think we can, like, make some dough off of it. And then maybe you'll be like, Craig, yay!
Bison! How you doing?
It's not, again, but it's not about my thing with Craig. My whole spiel. See, and this is the problem. No, I know it's a joke. I know it's a play.
We are playing, but also maybe you should be open to that. Like, maybe you're not seeing something that everyone else, I think.
But everyone isn't. That's the thing. Craig is politics. Craig is politics. Craig is the new politics. Craig, you don't talk about Craig Conover at Thanksgiving. Like, he is literally that now, because you're either obsessed with Craig, and like, if you are, there's no turning you. Like, that's it. That's it. Like, Craig would have to kill your whole family, and even then you'd be like, he was so cute doing it. That hair was all bloody.
My mom was getting lippy.
Yeah, like, totally, right?
She does that.
Again, my thing with Craig, and I clearly am not doing a good job of this, is trying to explain why people don't like Craig.
We know why they don't like him.
I don't like Craig.
Okay.
But nobody, like, they're like, okay, dude, sure thing. And then they just say, no, you hate Craig. So cool. I can't win that argument. If you're just going to continually tell me something that's not really happening, then cool.
Well, what's really happening now is Austen is putting together the cat stuff for the impending arrival of Piper and Martini.
Most likable scene I've seen of Austen in years.
Yeah, 100%. But also, if Austen wants a friend, get a dog, because you just got a Shep and a Craig. That's what those two little furry are going to be. Love them. They are not going to be your friends sometimes. Most of the time.
No, but I stand by what I said last week. Austen likes to be treated like a schmuck, so he might actually
cats are perfect for
the
him.
cats. Yeah.
The only thing, honestly, this call sets up obviously Madison coming over when Rod's going to come and bring the cats. But I just really wanted to tell you, Austen, when you said, "God, how much litter am I going to have to buy?" More
so
than
much.
you could ever even possibly begin to start to think about. All I do is buy litter.
Oh, no, I know. And Mike is just telling me, we need to buy some litter. We need a
Checklist.
different kind of litter. I don't like ours anymore.
Oh, wait. Are you using the Dr. LC
Yeah,
ones?
but I'm getting the crystal ones, and like it's everywhere because it gets stuck in their claws. It doesn't come out easily enough. So like that's the last thing you want to see. Like you want to get out of the shower and step on
No,
that.
especially the crystal ones. Those hurt.
Not only do they hurt, but just like in my head, I'm like, this probably has pee on it. And I just got out of the shower and now it's on my foot. This is disgusting. I have to get back in the shower.
At least you didn't step in 3 barfs yesterday.
Oh my God, which is so great though, because not so great, but Foof got into another plant. And it was a plant that like he hasn't been into forever. So I know about the, what's it called? The aluminum foil. I put it under the tree. Foof didn't give a flying shit.
He ate the tinfoil.
It did not deter him. He was just like, until I went over and I was like, why isn't this deterring you? And I started shaking it. So it was really loud. And then he freaked out, but he gets freaked out at all loud noises. And I can't rely on the tinfoil to do that on its own. Put a fan by it.
I was just going to say, you got to add wind.
Yeah.
The next scene that we're going into just shows what I've been forgetting to point out. In the scene with Craig, I forget if it was the one where he was at his house, greasy head. Austen in the bathroom doing the cat stuff. Take a shower, bro. Your hair's so greasy. Shep at the dog park. Like I can smell the alcohol coming out of their pores and they all just look like these grease balls.
Oh, I didn't notice that about Shep this time. I was actually thinking that Shep was looking better than he had in past seasons.
I thought a little bit that too. I didn't
I thought he
notice
had
the
good
greasy
hair.
thing until like
No, at the dog
Craig
park
at the
specifically.
party. Craig looked a little greasy, but whatever.
Oh, at the
like-
party? I feel like that was the look.
Same. I'm more
I feel like it was
speaking
the
to
alcohol,
like
but whatever.
the morning after they've all been drinking. All of these guys just look real grody, greasy to me personally.
I used to have a friend, Jefferson, when I first moved to Los Angeles. And Jefferson was such a dick. Jefferson was that dude who was like, he was an architect. He graduated NYU architect school at like 17 months old. He went back and was a legit architecture teacher at NYU at like 27 months old. And like, you know that thing, that like plastic thing that like it's a little ball and then you pull it and it's all and it makes
the
a big
kinesthetics balls.
Yeah. This kid that invented that was one of his students, right? Jefferson is the hottest dude you've ever seen in your life. And is an architect. And he plays the instrument. He's just that guy, right? Where you're like, okay, dude, I don't want to be friends with you. I don't want you anywhere near me.
Is he single?
He lives in New York now.
Okay, well, there's planes.
I think he got married. I don't know. I haven't talked to Jefferson in a while. But
Maybe
he was
he's
that
single.
guy that you're just like, leave some for the rest of us, okay, please? And dude, he wouldn't shower for 6 days and get hotter and hotter and hot every single day. And then you'd go out and you'd be like, bro, this is not going to work. Like, I'm fine with this because like I'm scooping up tonight because you look like a oily piece of trash. And all night long. Jefferson is the kind of dude, and he probably don't want me to tell you that, like, if you're a gross dude, like going home with strippers is like, that's a thing, right? Like nobody gets to go home with strippers. If you do, I'm not a stripper guy, but like Jefferson would take, like strippers would be like, I'm coming home with you tonight. And he'd be like, he was saying no to the strippers that were like, no, free chart, not I'm you. But he wouldn't take showers. And the longer he would go, the
Hotter
more action he got.
Well,
It was so weird.
maybe that's what Shep and Austen and Craig are
Maybe
doing.
they're trying to go for that.
This scene really just highlighted the fact that it's what Mike always says, where it's like, if you're, not fond of Mark, but then you meet Nat, you're like, oh, he's not so bad. We
not so
kind of like this guy.
He's pretty grumpy, but he's not so bad.
But he's got this
seen
ball
grumpier.
of sunshine.
I've seen grumpier.
And then he's got you on his arm. So like, how bad could he be? And it's just so annoying because when you see, and I want better for Molly. Molly wants better for Molly. But it's just annoying when you see these two people sitting together and it's like, oh, there's a nice energy between the two of them. And if he could get his shit together to be like an upstanding, good boyfriend, I just think, I don't know. I like seeing them together, and but it will never happen, and it should never happen because it's not who he is. Yada yada.
At least he's not at least she's not looking at him with like, kind of like nervous, like crush eyes. Yeah. Now it seems like they've both, like, he sees the value in her friendship and he sees the same, and like they banged it out, got it out of the way, and so all that kind of like sexual tension isn't there, and now they can just be friends. Because now when I watch them together, like, if I didn't know, it would seem to me like they've known each other since high school or something.
There's like this comfortability factor with them.
This is interesting because, like, I think because she's not timid and because she's, just nerdy enough to kind of say whatever, right?
Yeah.
She could be great for Shep, whereas Taylor was too timid and kind of too backseat and too Stepfordy and like wanted to be what Shep wanted.
And she's also not an intellectual, and Shep does, I think, need someone who's an intellectual.
So that would be interesting because Shep, sure, she could like look at Shep and be like, okay, dude, shut the fuck up. And he would kind of have to be like, what? What? And eventually take it. And this, I'm totally talking out of my ass here because I do not know enough about his family history, but it's probably safe to say that women aren't like put on high pedestals, or like they're just they're there to take care of the house and have more Shep, more like more roses, Sheps. You know what I mean? Like, but like, if we're more being Sheps. Serious, just more bloodline. Like that seems like a bloodline family, right? And Molly, Shep admires Molly. He respects her. Yes. She has a talent. When they went to that concert the first time,
the most likable he's ever been.
Oh my God, he was like, what is happening? He didn't even know what was happening to his own self in that moment, right? Yes. So I think from a friend standpoint, that's why they seem so close, because he really probably sees her as an equal or whatever. That being said, that's not who Shep marries. That's not who a Rose marries. You don't marry an equal. You know what? And I get that's so horrible. You should. But like, I think that he would never consider her as a partner because of that. To get back to your Shep's an elitist, that's where I think Shep's an elitist, not so much calling girls dumb like those two girls. I think was like I said, just him trying to diffuse a situation. This is where Shep is like a full-blown elitist, because Molly is not even on his radar, but she totally should be.
Who is
on Shep's radar?
Yeah.
28-year-old like Instagram model.
Right. But I'm talking about for a wife.
Nobody. Shep doesn't want a wife.
Yeah,
he wants like the whole thing that we've said about Shep being a character in the book is like, that's it. That's Shep. He wants that. Fine. It's fine. I'm sitting here to be like, well, this would be an interesting couple. I wouldn't force Shep to be with anybody for longer than a few years,
I've always stood by the fact that I think his relationship last year, or his feelings towards Sienna, were real. And I think in Shep's mind, he thinks that's who he should be with. Like, here's this stunning, very young, wildly accomplished woman, and that's who I should be with because I have a name. Like, I'll never forget, there's this guy who lives in LA who's a real D-bag, and he thinks a lot of himself. And I remember one time we were talking, and I was like, and I never like saw him with a girlfriend, and I was just like, who even is your type? Like, tell me anything. And he's just like, I need to be with someone important. And I'm like, excuse me, didn't realize I was in the company of greatness. And he really believed that he needed to be with like an Amal Clooney type person because that's what his the voices in his head were telling him. And I believe that Shep thinks similarly in the sense of like, no, I need to be with like a retired model who now is like spearheading cancer research for, children.
I don't know if Shep cared about her blood work as much as he cared about Miss Bahama. Like he mentioned the blood thing in the dark like a couple times, but not as many times as he fantasized about having a couple mixed race kids running around on the beach surfing all day. Like that's what Shep wants.
No, but he wouldn't. It's why he wouldn't take Taylor seriously because Taylor she wasn't from a. And I get that Sienna might not have had like a bloodline or whatever, but Shep considers himself not royalty, but like he has a name where he comes from. There's a Boykin County. There's a dog, right? So like named after like him or the Boykin.
Craig has a dog named after him too.
I just know. I mean, like you know what I'm saying. Like the golden retriever. It's like the Boykin Collie or some shit like that.
Yeah.
My point is, I think, feels he should be with someone of quote unquote substance.
Yeah.
I disagree.
I'm giving a mini cam.
Yeah, mini cam. Okay, so then the last scene in this ep is when Rod, well done on the kitties in the basket. That was just too adorable.
Dude, I need a casket. Oh, wait, I didn't think that through.
A cat skit.
Casket. A cat skit.
That sounds like a
casket.
Oh no, that sounds like a casket for cats. No, don't say
I need
that.
a cat basket.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't like it.
Yeah,
oh wait, also to back up a little bit, is there best friend therapy? Like couples therapy for best friends? Jen O'Toole, can you answer that if you're out there?
Anyone can go to therapy.
Well, no, I know, but like there's legitimate couples therapy for people who are married couples. There's specific therapy. I wonder if there's
I'm sure it would
specific therapists that are like, no, I have a practice where I do best friends who are having problems.
I think that would be too niche. I think people would just specialize in
niche. Do you know how many best friends fight?
I think they would specialize in like working with multiple individuals. So like whether you're coworkers or it's family counseling, it's friend counseling. I think it would just be instead of like one-on-one, I think they would specify just multiples. Okay. So anyway, it's Rod gets there with the kitties in the basket. Kiskit? A kitty basket? Oh, we'll work on it. We're workshopping it. Harris, get back to us. What do you think it could be? And all you need to know about Craig is when Rod comes over with the cats and he's like, Dad, I'm here. And he's like, I'm not ready. Like, I'm not ready for a 15-year commitment. And it's like, right. Tell that to Audrey, not the cats.
Yeah.
Like this is because that's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the first true thing you've said this season. Anyway, Madison gets there. You can tell very quickly, Madison, I love her. She's not a cat person.
No.
Because she sits on the couch. She's like, you are going to have cat hair everywhere. And it's like, you know what? You don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You vacuum. Like, you're just so lucky to be in the presence of a kitten.
Yeah. You think that Austen's cleaning his own house? No.
Probably
not.
No. And then they just kind of have like a big kiki about how Craig's in a bad spot and they are all disappointed in him. And Madison used to even look up to him because he was doing so well. And listen, I think he really has to look at his drinking.
Yeah.
I also think, I don't know why no one's calling out Austen's behavior. I think Austen sometimes gets away with murder and it drives me crazy, but that's what drives everyone crazy about Craig.
He's such a victim.
Ugh.
Oh God, I just thought they were my friends, I guess. Guess they're not really my friends.
Meanwhile,
Man.
you're needling them.
Come on. First of all, the argument that he was having with Shep in the kitchen, I just remember this. When he was like, why do I even tell you guys anything? So if I'm not out there doing this, then that makes me a this. Like, God, are we even friends? Like, where have I heard that before? That's what Craig said to you. Like, they had that same exact argument.
That's what we talked about last week or the week before. Is that these three dudes are all the same exact dudes.
Yeah.
All mad at each other for doing the same exact thing that they're all doing, and they're like, "You're doing that too," and none of them go home and say, wait a second.
Yeah.
I did that too.
Yeah.
Like they're idiots. These dudes are idiots. And I honestly think, I'm going to get so shit on for this. I think Shep is the one that's going to come out of it first. I think Shep is having this moment like where he's just like, what am I, what? Didn't I say I wasn't going to be this guy? And now I'm this guy? Like, I think that's Shep this season.
Shep is never coming out of his failure to launch. Always kind of an adolescent. I don't think he's going to. I think he's realizing what's happening. I don't think he's. Oh, I thought you said the first to come out of it was going to be Shep.
The first to realize what's happening. The first to like step out of this.
Shep totally realizes it. He made a joke last season where when they played that clip, I think at the reunion or something, where he's like, "I will never be, a 40-year-old man dating a 20-year-old chick," and now it's just like a joke.
Yeah.
To him.
There's something about him, and listen, it's so early, so like he'll piss me off any second, but like right now I'm not bent on him. Like right now I do sense a shift in something, but it's not like I have great hope that like that's going to really mean anything, but I do understand that I think he is like kind of, that's why I said like I think maybe why he's trying to get more involved in like pushing story on the show, because I think he wants to be more a part and be able to say like, well, I'm kind of like Whitney now,
Yeah, I was gonna say like they spent so much time being jealous of Craig. He's probably like, wait a second.
Yeah,
I should have been jealous of Whitney, not Craig. I need to get on that.
Well, Craig
train.
gets more tail, so I feel like that's the math.
But like Whitney can be as like weird as he is, like, because he can always just be like, well, I kind of created this show and I'm like, I put this whole thing together and like, I pop in when I need to, but really like he just really like kind of has that to fall back on. Like, I guess, like, I still think he's weird and gross, but like, I also do respect we're all here because of him, I guess, in some fashion. I think, I know we don't know the exact details of like what his true role is, but And I feel like everyone's going to chime in and tell us what his role is. We know that he has a role, but it's just like, we always wonder, like, can he fire people? That's the thing that we were all trying to kind of figure out. Like, or can he push people out if he doesn't like them? We didn't know if he had, what kind of control he really had. But anyhow.
Let me just add to that real quick. I would be with you if I hadn't seen the thing at BravoCon. And I feel like I constantly get in this cycle with Shep as a viewer where I want to like you. I think I could have the most wonderful conversations with Shep.
Yeah.
Like, let's get some tequila, light up a good fire at Miss Pat's house, and let's laugh and chat and talk about literature and YouTube stuff. Like, I think we could go deep and shallow and have a great time, right? Yeah. But then it's like, he does this stuff where it's like, you haven't learned anything. So now I'm sitting here talking to you thinking that I'm having a conversation with one person and you're not that person.
Yeah.
And it's like, so when I'm watching him, I just remember every time he's like, remember 2 seasons ago, he kind of made an announcement that he had, a problem with alcohol and he was really going to address it because you could really see him like blacking out on the show and it was bad.
Yeah.
Has done nothing about it. At least publicly, still drinking, still getting at it. Last season, he was falling asleep on the beach. They couldn't find him. This is not someone who's dealt with their drinking if you're doing that. Then last season, he was a train wreck, hasn't really taken accountability for so much of that bad behavior. He's just diving into like, oh, now I'm at 28 years old instead of 27 years old. And then it's like I said in the beginning of this episode that we're talking about, when I hear him say, that's on me because I said it to Craig and I shouldn't have said it to anyone and I don't want to hurt anyone. I'm watching it going through the same Groundhog's Day experience where I'm just like, oh my God, the therapy is working. Good for you, Shep. And then I play back in my head him yelling about Craig and Paige to some random person at BravoCon. And it's like, that's who you are in Vino Veritas. And you never can get far from that Jekyll personality.
When they were at the dog park, there was, I can't remember what he said to Molly.
So you don't think what he said at BravoCon was real at all? You think it was...
No, I think he really believes that.
So what's wrong with saying it?
I think
How come
when
you can't tell somebody something that you believe if you're having a conversation with them at a bar?
I think one, he was fulminating and really drunk, and I think he was talking to like, I don't think he was talking to friends. I think, do you know who he was talking to?
I don't think it matters, is what I'm saying. But
No,
like,
I'm saying,
I don't understand why he can't say something that he believes, drunk or not. Like, he believes that relationship was fake. He was talking to some people at wherever they were, bar, whatever.
Because I think his display of public drunkenness and yelling about this is just showing that like there's been no work here, and you're still mad about if you got yours. If you are happy with your own life and you're rich and your parents just bought you a $3.2 million house, stop counting other people's money. Who gives a shit? Just be like, it's making the show better. And it doesn't, because he's jealous of something there. And even if he's not jealous, that.
But what is.
Could anyone be catching you on tape publicly drunk yelling like that?
Well, I wouldn't be drunk because I'm not a drinker. But
go.
I do like to yell. And I do like to get a little feisty sometimes. So 100%
Like
that could happen.
Craigie?
Like, yeah, definitely. And if somebody was saying something that I thought was like if I was at a bar, given this, and somebody was like, "Oh, Craig is the most amazing, honest, best sewer of all time. Like, do you know Craig Connor he's got that whole business that he started from scratch, and if it wasn't for him, it wouldn't exist." Like, if somebody was going on and on and on, I would be like, I don't know if you know me, but I host a podcast on YouTube, and you're crazy. Like, Craig is a total piece of, like, I would do that, right? And it would be fun, and we'd get into it, and maybe somebody at Bravo would be like, "Oh, that's Mike Mark from Showmance talking shit about," like, yeah, 100%.
No, but this is
like,
his pattern. He's not ever shown that he's grown from being the guy who gets drunk, who gets am I wrong? Like,
but this was just a conversation. Like, I don't think that this
I don't
one
think
conversation.
he was having a conversation when he was talking to that person. He's like, it was BS. It was all a lie. He was fulminating. No?
I don't really remember it, so I can't.
Giggling half the time, to be honest, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't think that. I just think that's a bad example of Shep's lack of growth, because that's a thing that like a lot of people are thinking, and he's saying it.
But
Like,
Shep's lack of growth
if it was another story of like, oh, Shep is blackout drunk trying to get people kicked out of BravoCon and calling agents, and
that was
like that's a
gnarly.
situation where I'd be like, bro, you haven't done anything. But this, like, the only thing we have to go off of is Shep saying to some chicks that he doesn't think Paige and Craig was real. Like, I don't think that's a.
But he wasn't saying it like, I got to tell you something. It was a bag of bullshit.
Yeah, because he was wasted at BravoCon having a good time.
With him.
But that's
He's
everybody at
never
the bar
addressed
is.
his
We're not
drinking.
even drunk, and we get like.
But he's never addressed his drinking. And he went on national television and said, I have a problem and I need to address it. And you're still doing this. Shep is the same character time and time again. There is no growth there. There has not been any growth I can see.
The only growth that there's been is there's something, because he's less annoying to me this season. And I know that's why I started this off with saying it's only episode 4. I'm sure it's right around the corner. There has been a shift. I don't know if it has anything to do with him being a better drinker. I don't think that's a thing. And then also, to your point, the thing that I was looking at that I was like, I feel like something happened at the dog park. So when Shep was trying to tell Molly, he goes, I was in NYC. I wasn't seeking out information. I don't know if you got it, but it goes to Molly, like pushes it on her, and she's like, okay, bro.
Yeah.
But because of I see him to be more involved in trying to make a great show, I'm deciding to see this as, I think he's trying to do things to get story going. But that is a massive benefit of the doubt. I don't know why I feel that way. Like I said, it's just a vibe. I'm not nearly as annoyed with him as I was last year, but also last year I think he made a whole fake Showmance. So
But this seems to be, like I was saying earlier, this seems to be the like this little thing that's happening in reality shows now, which is like, okay, here's your little thing, Shep, is you're gonna take the, because like that is a weird thing to say. I wasn't seeking out information. You don't say that if you're just in New York walking and some dumb chicks walk up to you. You don't say, I wasn't seeking out it. Well, yeah, of course. No, I know. You said you were just walking out. Like, why would you even say that? I didn't kill him.
Unless you're
I didn't kill him. Well, nobody
out
even said he was
How did you
dead,
know he was dead?
dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
But I think this could be that thing of like, okay, Sally, you and Vanita are gonna be like, oh, will they, won't they? Because you're gonna try to bang two dudes with this other girl we're bringing in. She might want to bang, but she's gonna say no. But she's like, Shep, you're gonna do the thing about Austen. Like, what Austen thing? Like, Austen, don't tell Austen because we need the actual. Craig, you're gonna have a whole meltdown and then a redemption because you're so sad about Paige. You're finally gonna say her name in episode 12. Like it's all getting to be a little. I don't know if the viewers we're becoming more savvy and like. Oh no, dude, 20 years we've been watching this shit. You used to be able to fool us all day long because we're dummies. We're not dummies anymore. And we know these people. So like, we know that's not really what this dude would do. We know that that's not a thing she would do. We know that Vanita wouldn't, or whatever. Like, it's just not making sense anymore. Yeah. It's getting frustrating.
Yeah. But like we always say, every episode can't be a banger. They have got to do things like they have to be proactive in getting story going.
But with that means people. Like you got to cast people who have stories.
Right.
Things going on in their lives.
But like we also aren't going to kill off Shep just because he has one do nothing season. Shep's a lifer. So
that's
like
right.
For sure. And I think this is a backseat season for Shep. I don't know if anything's really going. Like I said, I think this is let's dive into the Craig and Austen thing.
Yeah.
And I really feel like Craig's going to try to have a crash out and a resurrection.
What Shep thought he could gain from having a big relationship on the show last year, like I always was thinking like he was just looking to kind of get rid of his old reputation by being like, no, and I'm so in love with this girl and she's totally not like me at all. She's like totally different and she's set apart from everyone else on this show. And look at me, I'm so forward, progressive and different. And I'm meant for something else in this life, I think that he would be served a lot better by helping usher two old friends back into their brotherhood. Like I would have a lot of respect to watch Shep put two younger men above his own like wants and want to be the A story and the having the chicks and like he has a lot to gain by doing that. If he is able to be a part of that, I think that we would all be like, way to go, Shep. And I haven't said way to go, Shep in a long ass time.
And I'm just like not once bitten, twice shy. I'm 11 seasons bitten. 12 or 10 seasons, 11 shy. Because I just can't every time I get on the Shep train where it's like, this is good, this is different, then he smacks me with some really abhorrent behavior.
Yeah. And there's got to be some at least mid 30-year-olds. Maybe it's not Molly. Maybe Molly is never going to be someone that he is like super sexually attracted to for whatever reason he thinks. Like, I know that there are other 35-year-old women out there who are prime for the pickings in Charleston and have done things and are beautiful and are interesting and have come from good families. And I know, but like that's what I'm like. That's another thing. Just try dating one, and you could gain a lot from me on that front too, just to see him interacting with someone semi-age appropriate. Because when you see him start talking about someone like Charlie, who isn't that young, but she looks very young.
She's young. She's what, 27?
Right. But I mean, she's not 22 is what I'm saying, like
no, but
she's
45 and 27 is still
but it's different than 22. And I feel like he has gone for 22-year-olds before. So I like, just keep on pushing that limit up and up and up. And,
And honestly, with the Lexis and half the cast of Next Gen NYC, 22-year-olds are probably more mature than a 32-year-old Charleston woman.
I know, but I just want him to understand that like relationships and like connections, so much of it at his age are all about like life experience, like relating on life experience. Yep. And like, I just don't think he's ever given someone that's ever suffered a massive loss or lost a parent, lost a dog they'd had for 20 years because you would have had to have been, a certain age to get that dog as an adult. You'd be close to 40,
Yeah.
like just something significant. Like it really does. It's the best relationships, and he's never even given it a stab.
As long as we have known him,
Yeah.
at least publicly, I don't know if he's had private relationships while he's been on the show, he has never chosen to be with someone who is his equal. And I don't mean that Sienna, who was wildly accomplished, probably far more accomplished than Shep, wasn't his equal. I mean, like, age appropriate. You've suffered a loss. They could call you on your shit. Like,
Yeah.
she was some fantasy land version of a girlfriend because she was never that into you. She was never there to be a serious partner
Yeah.
with you. It's just like, no, let's fuck around and find out and just whatever. Like, she was so casual about things. We've never seen him say, like, I was out at, a friend's dinner party and I started talking to this woman. She's an art advisor and she's really well traveled and, she's from New York, but she moved down to South Carolina or what, like whatever the story is. Like, here you are plucking Miss Bahamas out of, the Bahamas.
The Bahamas.
That's how it works.
That's where they grow them.
And I'm like thinking you're going to have this long distance back and forth until you buy some oceanfront, place there and have your kids. And like, that's not your equal because you guys aren't even on the same page. You're in different libraries.
Yeah.
And I don't mean equal, meaning like someone's better or worse. I'm not saying Taylor wasn't as good as him. I'm just saying, to Mike's point, Taylor was never, ever, ever going to stand up to Shep.
Yeah.
When it was standing up to him, it was them fighting.
Yeah.
And her saying like nasty shit to him and him slinging it right back to her. That's not like, hey, we're both adults and when that happened, it really hurt me. And I want to tell you why that made me feel like I can't rely on you or you're not safe or what, those are the conversations that you have when someone's your equal.
Yeah. Oh, wait, can we just talk about Madison talking to him about like, they just want you to be miserable too. They're the reason that we broke up. Like, listen, I'm not coming for Madison. I would never. Like, I've decided that Craig needs to work on his drinking pretty much just because Madison said Craig needs to work on his drinking. So I'm in on that boat now. But I don't, is that how, I thought they broke up Craig and Shep didn't break them up, right? Like, wasn't there a cheating scandal? And
yeah, and I do think, listen, were they good influences on him? Probably not.
Right.
But, and when I say
no, Austen was an idiot. Madison would tell him he's an idiot all the time. You're a beta ass bitch. And the boys would be like, bro, you gonna put up with that shit? That's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So did they break them up? Maybe, but only because Austen was an idiot. You kept telling him that because you wanted him to not be an idiot because maybe you were going to have a life with this dude. And his two idiot friends were like,
yeah,
no, not listen to that. This is going to set you up, dude. Like, I think that's what she was saying. Like, yeah, you guys broke us up because you were idiots and drinking and telling him that I was being a dick. And I wasn't being a dick. I was trying to get your friend to not be a dumbass like you two dumbasses.
But
now
Austen
you're all
is a beta ass bitch, so it would have never worked.
And this is the point, is that I think that she is maybe just like got a little pregnancy brain and it isn't recalling how that all went down, because to say to Austen, and I can't remember actually if it was her or Rod that said this, but I think they both were saying the same things, where it was like, why are you, choosing people that are treating you basically like a punching bag? And it's like, maybe because Austen needs to be punched. Like, maybe Austen finds himself, like, he was never more obsessed with Madison than when she was literally telling him what a piece of shit he was. Like, you punched him pretty hard. Like, I didn't even know you were going to say this episode. And just last episode, I was talking about how Madison's been one of the greatest reality stars of all time, even in her worst moments. And they weren't even really her worst moments, but like in moments where like where she would treat Austen and be so mean to him. And I'd be like, he was just sitting over there. Why'd you say that? Like, that was really unnecessary. Like, I get it. He sucks and whatever. But like, you guys didn't even come to this party together. And like, you're really going out of your way to be like, and another thing, you know? And I just think like, she could maybe just like try to like relive that moment and remember why she would speak so poorly to him, because he acts poorly. So he needs to be reprimanded. He likes it. I think he is the type that likes to be tied up and smacked around, whether that for real or just like metaphorically. Like I think that Austen knows he's a bad kitten and he needs to be punished. I feel like I talk to Foof the way that Madison talks to Austen, and because sometimes Foof will do things and I'm like, I'm going to chase you out of here right now, but he likes it. He like gets really like he gets in these like weird moods, and I feel like that's Austen like for a lot of his life.
Still getting attention.
Yeah, it's attention, and it's like. Yeah, he wants to be a bad boy, and then you tell him that you're a real idiot, and he's like, "No, I'm not. I am." Like there's a whole thing going on here. It's Austen is stuck somewhere, probably from his past, like what's happened to him in his childhood, whatever. But it is still a thing.
Do you think that these dudes were ever really friends?
Yes.
100.
And that's
100%.
1,000%.
When?
Yeah.
Like Craig is always.
They're still friends.
Yeah, I believe
Craig and Austen and Shep are friends.
I'm telling you, man, I don't believe anyone's friends on these shows. And that is why I'm so hooked on this show, because I think all that history is real. I think all that friendship is real. I think also it's a small town. And so I think that when coming from a small town myself, like even people like you didn't even really like they're like you're in a brother and sisterhood with him. Like I still think of those people to this day. People that I like at the time was like, oh, he's so annoying. I'm like, I would love to see him today. Like,
was Austen? Austen wasn't season 1, right? When did Austen come in?
No, he came late.
So Shep has always little brothered Craig from day one, right?
Even Thomas Ravenel was even tight with Craig. He was.
Okay.
He was like a mentor.
Okay.
Like, we need to go back and watch it, because like I really would like to watch the season again where Madison and Austen are still together and break up.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, like I want to
just
live
feel
that
like
again.
Craig and Shep and Austen, definitely Craig and Shep, have been at each other's. Like, I'm trying to recall when they were really friends. And now that people are like, oh, well, no, they hang out off the show. They do, but is that just because it's Craig, Shep, and Austen from Southern Charm? And when they go out as the three of them, it's like a situation? Like, I don't know if I ever recall them. I'm not saying they weren't. I'm sitting here being like, are these dudes friends? I don't know if they're friends, like real friends.
Well, yeah, because they wouldn't be hanging out outside of filming if they weren't actually friends. Because you hear it with housewives all the time.
They would, because it's a small town, and you get better. You're better with numbers. You know what I mean?
Right, but I'm saying, like, you hear the housewives say this all the time, where it's Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, where I grew up, where they started the Housewives of New Jersey. That is way smaller than Charleston. And these people really were together. They would come in my parents' store together. And on some of these other franchises, the women only see each other when they're filming. And then when they're not filming, they have no idea what's going on. So the first scene that they're back together, like, oh, tell me what you've been up to, because they haven't been hanging out. And I think these guys are genuinely hanging out and friends.
Yeah, I would stake, and like I can say it again, so many of these shows, I think that they don't even speak at all, and they would sooner die than speak to them again. But they got a call time, and that's the only reason. I could be wrong because I don't know, but I would stake everything that like this is a solid core group of people who truly have chosen to spend their lives together and have a lot of history. And I don't know. I really get that from this crew. I wish I could remember how Austen got brought into the group. If he was Craig's friend who brought him, like I can't remember how he got ushered in.
I can't remember either.
Yeah. Again, we should go back and watch.
Yeah.
This is such a great watch. If anyone is like thinking we should do a rewatch. We should maybe do that like over the holidays and just do a season by season recap.
Totally. I was at a work event last night and I was talking to a group of women, and I think like 2 of the 5 had never seen Okay.
Yeah.
Southern Charm, Vanderpump Rules, or Summer House. And I was like, you lucky SOB. Like, you have no idea what you just stepped in. You get to live all of this now. That's an embarrassment of riches.
No, Harris is watching Southern Charm right now.
For the first time?
Yeah, first timer.
You know, dirty rat.
I know. Did you catch the trailer for Summer House for the new season?
I'm so here and so queer for it. I can't.
You saw it. Oh my God. I can't.
Yeah, I think Harris sent it to me.
Oh,
Thanks, Boo.
I
Doesn't it look
I
so
can
good?
believe and I can't believe that we might be revisiting West and Sierra.
I can't. I'm too tired. I have too much work to do. I can't even start talking about it
I
because
know.
there's so much.
No,
There's so much.
I know. But I have come over the hump with West. Ever since, he's so smart. Ever since he did all those interviews from the meatpacking industry and went all pro-trans, I was like, that is so not something that I saw.
No, he was in the
West.
meatpacking district, right?
What did I say?
The meatpacking industry. I was like, oh, is he a vegetarian? Is he like... Just wanted to make sure I clarified what you were saying. He's really against factory farming, which I am as well. I'm kidding. I don't know if West is. No, if Sierra says it's okay, then I'll say it's okay.
No, totally. But I hope that, like, I don't know. You know, she was just doing this like thing with Amanda about how her and Amanda are on Prozac now. They were like on a red carpet, like talking about how Prozac has changed their life. I wonder if she wasn't on it last season because she says something in this trailer about having a new attitude. And I don't know if there's a correlation there. Like, I wonder if she might be more equipped to deal with West this season maybe than she was in seasons past.
But like how good, and I know I'm said we're not getting into it because I'm too tired, but I just have to say this. It's a friend of mine used to always say this one thing: she's back there baking.
Yeah.
Like anytime someone was acting a fool, they'd be like, she's back there baking. And the first time he said it, I'm like, what do you mean by that? And he goes, because there's always somebody in that kitchen serving up a piece of humble pie.
Yeah.
And when I saw the scene of when, what's his name with the teeth?
Jesse.
When Jesse McTeeth, when he was like, what do you think about me and Sierra? Like going after, seeing what's there. And West was like, you saw and felt the holy shit moment.
Yeah. He's like, is that in the
even on the
works?
table or is that in the works?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, because she's always back there baking. Someone is going to,
God.
like, you thought it's totally fine. I'm going to get out of this unscathed. Like, it can't hurt me. You never know.
No, I know that's true. Maybe she could be over it because that's what happens for women a lot. And it might not. They might be MFEO. I don't know. But like so many times for women, the biggest turnoff is watching a dude not get it for so long, and then you're like, because women love a smart dude. They love a dude that because it just says like you're gonna know how to handle situations. Because you're making a good choice here. So that's number one. You've made one good choice. Let's see what other good choices you've got going.
Yes.
But that is one of the worst choices you could make is decide that you didn't want anything to do with this.
That's all right.
Yeah. And there's not a lot of coming back from that sometimes. So we'll see. Maybe she'll just leave with the upper hand and him heartbroken. That would be fun.
Nettie said, Molly knows the men invited to this party, thus the Gandalf costume. And I thought that was hilarious. It's like, you know the audience. And she did. Johnny Smiles said, Austen faking interest and support to Craig during lunch was cringe on many levels. And I agree. Lisa said, spot on. I love how Nat describes Craig. He somehow found success by finding the right business partner that could finish his incomplete sewing projects. He seemingly became rich within 2 weeks. That whiplashed all of us, mostly Shep and Austen. Not sure why Austen doesn't promote Trop Hop on the show. That must be a producer call. At Miss Pat's baby shower for Madison, it looked like they were all drinking bottles of Pacifico, which they were, and not Trop Hop. Unknowingly, Austen comes to promote Sewing Down South constantly by saying Craig puts his work reputation above his drunk friendships, and Craig is hot. That's really...
And at some point, there's going to be some images that go across the screen that He just had a real banner photo shoot at his house with across from Charlie. It was just stumbled into some great lighting, I guess.
Yes,
I don't know.
You've got the screenshots to prove it. And then Palava Girl said, say it again for the people in the back, sister. You nailed it.
And Palava Girl's like not just like an agreeable person, just to like be like, she's not a bandwagoner. I feel like she always kind of gives it straight. So
yeah, she just said,
I don't. Pretty straight this week.
What?
I said she gave it pretty straight this week.
She just said, I don't get it on how people don't get the Craig effect, AKA the one woman guy. I married one. Thank you, universe. Nat has one too, because they're very similar, but he's fighting the Fury.
I still can't believe that I just remembered that you had a sewing machine. That's something. That like took down.
It's not mine.
That broke down all walls.
You still used it.
You used it and you knew how to sew and you were an active sewer.
Anyway, Nettie also just said, I agree with Court. Miss Pat is my people with the way she cherishes her animals. Dogs always welcome, people barely tolerated. And I said, right, if you love animals, I love you. I feel exactly the same. XAN3518 said, Mike, what Shep and Austen have accomplished while Craig was, what have Shep and Austen accomplished while Craig was getting himself set up with Sewing Down South? Shep and Austen are not only jealous of his success, but they're also jealous of Craig's ability to be in a relationship. And you said Shep and Austen's accomplishments are irrelevant to why you think they're offended by Craig. But I do think the beginning part of that was really interesting because it is like, and this has nothing to do with you. I just thought that XAN made a great point to the guys of the group where it's like, oh, you guys hate on him so much, but like, what have you, even if his business is like, he's just the face and it's all show, what have you done? Nothing.
I'm so bad at explaining things.
Carrie Peacock said, has anyone mentioned that Chelsea is going to be on the next season of HGTV show Rock the Block? Don't know when she got in. I love that show. I don't know when she got into design that seriously, but I just randomly saw a suggested post with her that alluded to her being on that show. Her name has just come up in a lot of the last two deep dives, so I thought it was interesting that she's coming up somewhere else too. She was one of my favorites. Nat and I loved her. I feel like, did you like her, Mike? I thought she was a dope chick.
Yeah.
Craig's ex. Well, she was really into renovating her. Remember, she bought a house.
Yeah, and she made it so cute.
So cute.
Yeah.
She was really into renovating it, and then she took to Carrie. I had posted a little bit of this on in response, but on her Instagram feed, she was constantly posting different like house renovations she was doing. So I think she was really trying to set herself up for that. And good for you.
Yes.
Amanda J said, if I were Audrey, I'd be fuming at hearing Austen talk about the relationship and how it suited them both. And it was, quote unquote, only a 3-hour drive. LOL, only a 3-hour drive. Austen doubled down in his YouTube interview with Chicks in the Office. We heard Audrey ranting about the 3-hour drive, and Austen was so disinterested. It sounded like it was a big deal to Audrey and that she was the one having to do most of it because Austen didn't want to. Austen clearly wanted to have his cake and eat it too. And the fact that it's not surprising that he did the double down on Chicks in the Office. And it's part of why I just can't stand you currently. Christy Sheets said, Shep's great aunt was the golfer lady in The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, and I did not know that. Thank you.
We talked about that.
That she was actually in.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's where I got it. I think I said
it was based on. Wasn't it based on?
Yeah, it was based on. I mean, she's not in it because it's a novel.
Yeah.
But yeah, we talked about that that first season because somebody in our comments told us.
Well, just it hit me like the first time. Valentine Quinn said, Mike makes good points against the honor of our beloved Craig. My grandfather gave me life-changing advice. Never underestimate a man's opinion of another man. So, points noted. Thank you all for a very accurate and hilarious recap. And I just think that's amazing advice. And I do hear you, Mike. I just don't think you're in on my HGTV reference. And that's why I'm okay with Craig.
Listen, I respect to all of that, but I do think that some dudes talk about other dudes for dude-centric reasons.
Yeah. There is sometimes that also.
Sometimes a little something. I'm not saying you.
What does
I'm
that even
also
mean?
saying you.
Well, you know what's interesting? Because I always say that.
What does that even mean?
Like, I think that dudes can get alpha with other dudes. I think dudes can get in competition with other dudes. So I don't think it's like a blanket, like, statement that like, oh,
But
just
is
because
it-
a dude talks about another guy that like it should be listened to more. I think women are actually more intuitive about why dudes do what they do. And
it's the same thing with chicks. Like sometimes a chick can call out another
Yeah.
chick when the guys are all like goo goo gaga over them, and you're like, this is the oldest game in the book.
Yeah.
But it's working on all of you idiots.
right.
And sometimes we're also saying it because it's like, wait, what do you even care about her for? Because maybe she does have all this stuff that I'm jealous about. Like I think that's probably the 10%, at least with women.
Yeah.
And maybe with dudes too. Divinely Guided said, I bet you Austen and Sally are already hooking up on the down low, and I wouldn't put it past either one of them. And I just have to say, if the two of them got together and could just let their freak flags fly and Austen really be into this, like, you know, what's Wedding Crashers? When Vince Vaughn hooks up with, what is it, Isla Fisher, and she's like
Yeah.
this crazy whatever, that would be Sally to
Yeah.
Austen. If Austen really hunkered down in the relationship and he's like, this is my crazy broad with her medical devices and bikinis and beers. And Sally's like, shockingly, it's the best sex of my life and I love this cat dad. Again, both of them would become more likable and I would be queer for it. But I just don't think things ever work out like that. It's very rare.
Yeah.
Y'all got to watch this. Said, I love y'all so much that I will listen to you talk about these ridiculous man babies that I know nothing about. I watched the first 2 episodes and tried to see what Nat sees in Craig. Still don't get it, but he seems pretty douchey to me. But I love y'all and will keep listening. And I just want to say we love you and thank you very much because that's real love.
Yeah.
Meteor Wine said, oh, ladies, Craig has got the most effective game going. The quote, I authentically want a meaningful relationship and have no interest in being an F-boy game. The most successful line I've ever used was, you need to know that with me, sex isn't a goal, but an outcome. Always works. Now I'm old enough that I actually believe it, which is great. All that said, the sewing shtick is definitely irresistible. I knit and crochet. Does that count? It absolutely does. Mike, just some friendly advice. Logic trap never works. Never did for me anyway. And then Mike goes, but it's logic. And Meteor responds, my ex set me straight on this point. It's a woman's prerogative to determine what is logical and what isn't. And I thought that was brilliant. I will tell you what is logical.
I felt like my mom when I was reading this, who my mom is the forever. Was she insulting me? She never really knows. The whole thing I was on it until he told Mike, oh, you can't win with women in logic or something. And I'm like, that seems like a stab.
Maybe it's a little bit of both, but I really believe that
Definitely a little bit of both.
Oh, God.
You're up.
Yeah.
Listen, I had a hard time pulling comments because there's a lot of Mike's right this week.
That's
Yeah.
definitely not true. It's not even like a
Fishing gal. Do I need to rewatch your first season of Southern Charm? I thought Mike liked it. Maybe we're seeing Mark. Whoever we're seeing, please, please, please drink some Meteor wine. And that's the best advice I got all week. And we have 47 bottles now, thanks to Barry.
We have 4 because we both decided it's party time. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And that's what we're thankful for is
Yeah.
Meteor wine.
Because he sent 6 bottles this time.
Yeah, and 2 of them got jacked.
What?
2 got jacked.
From who?
Courtney stole one and your mom stole one.
You drank the one that.
Not all of it.
That's what I just said. That's what I started with.
Okay, well, I'm saving it for a date with a guy that I really like. When I meet a guy
Okay,
that I
hold
really
on.
like.
We need
Just
to
know
approve.
if you go out on a date with me and I bring a bottle of Meteor, that's how you'll know I like you.
Like-
We need to
know.
approve before you be giving people just randos Meteor wine.
I'll approve myself.
It's like
Wait,
Elaine
Nat.
on Seinfeld when they were like, when the sponge got discontinued and off the
Yes.
market, so Elaine bought like 50,000 of them, and then
Yes.
she'd be like,
Is he sponge?
"Is he sponge worthy?" Because there's only so many left.
Yeah.
But no, who do I know that did that?
Elaine.
No, in
Venice.
real life. I think Hoferth did that.
What?
Like Hoferth had like a shoe, or there was something that Hoferth
Oh,
was
I'm like,
into.
he wore a diaphragm.
And they were going out of business, and he went and bought like 6 from this place, 10 from another place, shipped 5 from over here, and
Yeah.
he's got like a stack of whatever these things are. He's like, no, never. I'll use them forever.
Yeah.
My
Okay,
sister did that
weirdo.
with her perfume, Amarige.
Yeah, I did it with these lights from IKEA, And I literally ran out of them this year, but I've been using those light bulbs for 5 or 6 years now.
I didn't know they made light bulbs.
Oh, yeah, because they make 10,000 different light things. So they got a bulb for everything.
Natalie UKOF. Yes, Team Molly all day, every day. She's a true diamond. Booyah. Valentine Quinn. I've loathed Shep and the way he flaunts his old money since S1 of Southern Charm. Whitney should be studied. Every man-child featured as principal characters are trying to impress their fathers, parents, going way back to T-Rav. Dude, remember T-Rav's dad in the Abraham Lincoln? No. Whitney should be studied. Every man-child featured as principal characters are all trying to impress their fathers/parents, going back to T-Rav. I have my favorites, and one of them is Craig. He's the new kid in town that is actually impressing his parents. And yes, Sally wants Austen, and it was savage how Queen Madison told Audrey the truth from courtside at the beach. She didn't tell her the truth. But I thought that was interesting that Craig is the only person impressing his parents. That was an interesting comment that I thought, yeah, true.
I wonder if I wonder if Austen doesn't talk about Trop Hop because it's one of those things where it's like, did he start this business without Bravo? And so Bravo, like if Bravo lets you promote it, then they're going to own part of it, or, you know, the deals that they make.
The Bethany clause where it's like we get a rip of everything.
So I wonder if that's why they don't talk about it that much, because it's weird.
It's like when people used to say to me, oh, why do you need an agent and a manager? Because I said, well, it's doubled the people out there like hustling for me, and 0% of zero is zero. So hopefully they will help make me money. And, you know, so I think the same thing with anyone who's got a brand.
Yeah,
get it
just
on TV,
give in.
It's just gonna
I don't see Austen being a real big go-getter out there on his own. Like I could see Kyle opting out because he's going to go and show up and just like work every club and bar and restaurant and whatever.
That's right.
Like he's that guy, but I don't see Austen as that guy really. So just saying, I don't. Prove me wrong.
Way to go, Austen. This is from Nettie. There's a bunch, but the end of it is really interesting. Where's Corey? I miss him this episode and want to see more of him and Craig. I want to see real friendships. Corey isn't threatened and isn't jealous of Craig. You can't be friends with haters. You definitely can't be friends with haters. And I didn't even think about it until she said it. And Corey and Craig, because they were friends since college. Maybe Corey's like just like, yeah, that's Craig. Like, yeah. But I didn't realize it until I read it. Nettie say it. Corey's 100% not threatened by Craig, and so they would be fun to watch hang out together.
Yeah.
It would be, like it just whatever.
Yeah.
Editor Danielle, does Mike hate on Craig because his fiance likes him? I think that may be what it boils down to. No.
And they're the same person. So if he would just take it as what it is, then, that seems easier.
We're not the same person. Shannon Fall. I'm way funnier. Craig is the hot male frontman of his feminine geared business. That's why it works. It's the same reason why the old Brawny paper towel commercials with the hot men cleaning up spills worked so good. Sexy men doing women's work is good marketing. I didn't even think about that. The Brawny guy.
Women doing men's work is not hot to them.
No.
Go on.
Eva Flavor. I am so with Mike on the whole subject of Craig. This isn't really a me thing. This is just what you guys think. I don't find him that good looking. His voice is annoying and his personality is as well. I don't get why most women find him so attractive. The one in a relationship is attractive, but he's only alone in that when compared to the other guys on the show. In real life, there are plenty of those. His business is successful, but he acts like he's a mogul, and that's BS. I find it annoying that people drool all over him.
Have you met Mike?
Too. But again, this is all I think I'm trying to say, and then everybody's like, I don't know why you hate Craig.
He's just the best renovation amongst a bunch of shit houses.
This is the time where the HGTV analogy is perfect.
Yes.
In comparison, she nailed it. In comparison,
it's it. Every time, you guys are nailing it.
I did nail it.
Totally.
I'm unapologetic about my love for Craig. Me and Christy, we don't care. We'll take it to the bank.
Yeah, no, I know,
bank.
and no one has a problem with that. Shannon Fault. Molly looks like Julia Stiles, and I mean that in the best way possible. And even Johnny Smiles was like, yes, I couldn't put a finger on it, and he's the best at that.
Yeah, totally true.
Nailed it. Like, so good. Totally. Zan3518. The reason Shep doesn't get it is because Shep is still the same immature little boy he was when the show started. Unlike Shep and Austen, Craig has actually grown and matured. That said, personally, I would never date a man who didn't believe in the existence of panda bears. And I totally forgot about the panda bears. But also, Zan, Craig is not grown up. Come on. He's still getting wasted and screaming like a little girl, just like the first episode he was in.
So is Shep, and Shep's
right, but that's not what we're arguing here. Like, nobody's talking about Shep and Austen being better. Everyone's talking about Craig being better. He's the same Craiger.
I'm talking about my HGTV.
Oh my God, it's so annoying. You guys are doing this on purpose. Shannon Fault.
Yeah, that's the show.
It's not the show. It's not the show on how to annoy Mike on purpose by saying
so fun,
stupid shit. Shannon Fault. My literary
character. Where'd we get to Craig? We're Austen and Shep, and he's Craig. I'm going to get a cat and call it Little Mike. Sorry, Mike, I interrupted.
Shannon Fault. My literary character would definitely be the Little Mermaid or Maid Marian. I don't know who Maid Marian is, but Little Mermaid, 100%, because you don't have to do anything. You just plop me on the couch and then it's just there the whole time. It's just a brilliant freaking costume. Pat Clark. I knew we would see eye to eye on this. That's because we're golfing buddies. I'm 100 with Mike about Craig. I know, Pat. Craig would do anything. There's also Pat Clark. Craig would do anything to be in a relationship except respect his partner's needs, time, and ambition. Just asked Naomi and Paige. Touché. We already read this one from Amanda, that Craig feels the fear of rejection. That one, or from Andrea. That was a good one. Joe Schmo. Girls will listen to all the pretty bullshit you say. Women will watch for your actions to match those words. Craigie is willing to conform in a relationship. To his credit, that's what the others need to learn. I don't really know what that means, Joe Schmo.
More rouge.
What?
More rouge. I just use this everywhere now. I just need color. I'm so pale.
Nicole Quinlan. My puppy is blind also, and he's the best. Shout out to blind puppies. Miss Sugar Shay. I finally get straight women. I just learned that the only two qualities that they are ecstatic with are being cute and being down for a monogamous relationship.
Talk out here.
The bar is low for the straights, Shug.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I also didn't know that Shug was not straight. New information.
Oh, I knew. Because I am a gay man, so I knew we were in the same community.
I don't know why this shocked me, because then I realized it's the same demented women who write jailhouse letters professing their love to a murderer they've never met because he's cute and she assumes he won't cheat in jail. Also, this doesn't track with the mentally ill women who support Jax. He's not trying to settle down. Mike, the only place we can go from here is picking a mentally ill woman for you. Example, Tamra. For you and I to ride with just to infuriate people. Well, she has a good body and she'll smoke weed with me. I found my soulmate. Yeah, Sugar Shay. Looks like we are in line for crazies. That's all I got.
Harris says, someone on Sex and the City once said, you don't marry the guy who's the best sex ever. You marry the guy who's consistently good because he's consistently good in all other aspects of the relationship. And unfortunately, Craig is probably the best bang you've ever had in your life. And I said, it's worth a test drive. And he said, bop-a-doo, honey.
That's so cute.
Bop-a-doo.
Bop-a-dee-dee.
So good. I just heard him saying it. I heard his voice when he wrote that. That was hilarious. Miss Chevy says, hey fam, we are back. I'm sorry, but Vanita can go. I am so over her. Vanita has been faking her storyline since she was trying to get with JT. Girl, bye. Second that emotion. Hi, Miss Chev. Chrissy Chic says, Mike was glad they showed the flashback of Craig calling Madison trash, which was the response to Madison saying Danny had the clap or whatever.
I don't think it was. I think she said I was glad.
Oh, no, I thought she was saying Mike was glad.
Mike was glad. Yeah. She's on to you.
Well, it wasn't because of the clap thing. It was because they replayed it again this time.
What?
I can't remember.
No, it was about Madison being just really, really mean to Austen and just being really mean to him. Yeah. And, because Craig's a good friend. Standing up for his boo. And for how, and she says it here, for the clap or whatever, and for how Madison treated Austen at the time. We didn't even need to think about all that. She told us. I hate when I waste brain cells.
Oh, same. I don't have enough to waste.
I like when they showed Craig with Gizmo. So, anywho, I think Austen and Craig fight like lovers. It's strange. I like Good Golly Miss Molly, and it ticked me off that V went directly to Sally. Of course, V was wearing spike heels with her bathing suit poolside when telling Sally what Molly said about her. Sally's response was lame. She seems like a deer in headlights when she talks. Her and V are really bad actors. That they are. So far, I like Whitner. So do we. He is another guy who was left at the altar, so to speak, and just wants to be in a relationship. Speaking of, I remember Austen as the guy who liked being in a relationship. I also saw how much he loves listening to his mom and sister gossip, and I think that is the relationship he has with Madison now. Craig, too. Madison has become a sister to both. I think Madison is the comic relief for the show. Oh, I think Sally's dogs are so damn cute. OMG. Are they long-haired white Dachshunds? Cutie pies. And R.I.P. little Chauncey. I feel badly for Miss P. This is my 5th edit, but I must say I enjoyed Rodrigo in his element at the Shep Rose antique shop. And I wonder if Charlie and Molly will discuss pageants. Maybe Molly is not allowed to discuss Tyra Banks' evil ways. I love that she edited it 5 times.
I have to do the same.
Yeah. Michael like this. Constance says, for some reason, this podcast is so difficult to listen to. I think it's maybe all the arguing.
That's the fun part.
I gave it another try, but it seems to be the same. Listen, Constance, I would love to have you, but I just got to be real with you. It's probably not going to change.
Yeah. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah. And Minnie's going to want treats and there's going to be arguments. That's what you can rely on. So I hope that this face will save you. We'll save you. Okay. Closing it out. Clear it all out. me.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Unique New York.
Truth for peace for freedom. Woo! Did you see Minnie pop up? Yeah, did she jump? That's like HBO. Is it HBO that, or is it Warner Brothers? I don't know. Anyway.
Same.
Listen, there's a lot of these.
It's
and
Netflix now.
And now it's Netflix.
Did you see the thing? The guy was driving past the Warner Brothers tower and it painted the end and they're like, dang, they got that done so fast.
But was that fake?
Oh my God, dude.
Listen, I am my mother's daughter.
No, that was real.
That would be hilarious if they did that. It'd be hilarious if somebody just did it for the bit, like did it on their own, like a security guard.
Yeah.
I watched an interview Madison did a while ago, and the interviewer asked her if Botox or filler caused her mouth to be uneven. She responded so eloquently, "No, I was born crooked. Not only is Madison beautiful, but she's also hilarious. Austen is an idiot." It's true.
I dated a lady once before you that had a crooked nose, and every time she would get mad, she said that her dad would be like, "You better fix that nose. It's making you mad." Like say something about her crooked nose. Anyway.
Watching Madison pregnant reminded me of my second pregnancy. My baby was pushing against some nerve on my spine, causing excruciating pain, so I couldn't walk normal, but I also needed to get some exercise. I had to take 1-inch steps. I remember going to a home goods store, and my travel time walking in the parking lot was 1 hour, 30 minutes to get inside. 1 hour. Okay. Wait, I read that wrong. It was 1 hour, 30 minutes to get inside, 30 minutes to get back to the car.
That's still crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. I think the only women who truly enjoy being pregnant are just saying that because they think they can eat whatever they want. I think God had to make the process of getting pregnant so enjoyable that we wouldn't truly think it over too deeply, because if we were to truly contemplate all the hurdles we would have to go through, the world's population would be in the thousands. I read that kind of wrong, but I think everybody got it.
Yep.
My favorite Snooki and Gianni moment was when a very pregnant Snooki was visiting her obstetrician, and Gianni asked her if it's possible that Snooki will have chocolate milk in her boobs if she eats a lot of chocolate.
Oh, they're so great.
I know. Greg should get a pet weasel and name him Shep if he wants to have a petty party. Watching Pat navigate through her iPad reminded me of my grandma. We had to tape actual notes onto her cassette radio and VCR. Rewind, play, and fast forward. We did the same exact thing for my Grammy.
Oh, that's so sweet.
R.I.P. Grammy. She was the best. They were on her note card along with arrows. Her head would be spinning if she were alive today. So true. I think one of the main themes of the current episodes is jealousy. Why is jealousy the most taboo vice? People are somewhat willing to talk about their high body count, STDs, number of plastic surgery, pumpkin carvings, but I've never heard a person admit to being jealous of another person without beating around the bush about it. They never actually use the word jealous in their explanation for their piss poor behavior. I think I would like Lala a whole lot more if she could be real about this. Jealousy is the final frontier and a normal human emotion. Who is Lala jealous of?
Who's Lala?
I think she just means,
Lala.
there's only one that we know, yeah. But I was like, maybe she was jealous. I think that she was envious of or thought it was bullshit that that she felt that she had a story in the same, not similar to Ariana's, but like that she should have been given some grace too and been given some like go Lala, team Lala, whatever. But she was just sort of shoved off as like the mistress as opposed to, you know, someone who actually did end up getting bamboozled by the dude. Yeah. You know.
And listen, I really like Lala, but that's also like choice consequence, because she would kind of go around being like, oh yeah, like you know, do sexual things to get this car and whatever. So she was, and by the way, you can, no shade. I don't care. I'm just saying, if you're talking so salaciously, it doesn't necessarily, I think, leave a lot of people, and maybe it should, I'm not saying this is right, but like the room to say, oh, I feel so bad for her. She got the short end of the stick. Like, I think people looked at the situations completely differently, because Ariana was with him for 9 years and they seemed to be in this committed relationship, and she's this like hotsy-totsy, you know, whatever.
I think I always took Lala kind of leading with all of that stuff all the time as like a defense mechanism to get, like, I'm going to say it about myself before you stupid bitches say it about me, because they were so horrible to her in the beginning, you know? So.
And it didn't bother me. I like her.
Me neither. I love her. What?
Fat Amy.
Oh, yeah, that's what that line's from. Yeah. I was like, as I was saying it, I'm like,
yeah, Fat Amy. You call yourself Fat Amy?
That's on original.
Yeah,
that's on
so
Natalie
twig
original.
bitches like you don't do it first.
My favorite line from that movie,
what movie is this?
Fat Amy,
Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Is when she goes, yeah, and sometimes I want to do crack, but then I think, better not.
So funny. That movie's so good.
Better not.
Twig bitches is the best line.
Yeah, it's
ever.
pretty good. Truth also says, rest easy, bubs. Until we're all together again, death is not the end. It's just a transformation. Sending love to Coca during her season of grief. Viva la bubs.
Forever.
She says, last comment, I drank too much coffee and turned into Freddy Fast Fingers over here. Now I need some wine so I can fall asleep. Because of Austen's Zeppelin-sized ego, he has rubbed me the wrong way. So everything he says or does, I see through the most negative lens. So he just got 2 kittens and his girlfriend lives 3 hours away. Do you really think he's going to travel 6 hours there and back with 2 kittens and a litter box on his car's floor every other weekend? Or are the kittens a manipulation tactic to have his girlfriend do all the traveling so he can just sit pretty and take it easy? Or even using them as an excuse to wiggle his way out of the relationship. All of that. And as soon as he does take these kittens on their first road trip, he's never going to do it again, because when you are in the new, you don't realize that like cats can like just make sure they use the restroom before you leave, and like you don't need to have a litter box in the car. But I remember being like, I don't know, I would feel horrible if like they were like, oh God, I have to pee. Where am I going to go?
But
So
also,
I
how
would
do
put the litter box in the car, and it's just a whole friggin' mess.
Yeah, and also, how do you make them go to the bathroom before? It's not like a dog, like you're taking them for a walk and they know.
Totally. I think it's almost just like
squeeze 'em.
trying to squeeze them.
Well, no, you can.
Kind of just like
Force
being
their-
attentive to like, oh, they both just went, let's go now, you know? Like, I
Yeah.
think that would happen. But you'd have to have patience for that and a flexible
Yes.
time schedule. I don't think Austen.
doing
I
any
don't,
of that.
yeah. I
Truth,
don't know
I'm
what
with you
he's
on
gonna do
all
with these.
of that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well,
Okay.
we did it, guys.
We did it. That's it. I should have said this in the last on Salt Lake because it really, I don't think a lot of the charmers are also Salt Lakers, but I got to say it somewhere. So here it is. We are only doing Salt Lake through the rest of the season, probably every other week. Shane's got to go out of town again this week, but this isn't even Shane's fault. Like we had decided, like we kind of feel like this show is in every other.
Yeah.
And it might kind of be that way with other housewife shows. We're trying to figure out what's next. We know Beverly Hills is on. We watch it. We love it.
So that first episode was
so good.
excellent.
And I have much to say and I want to say it. But ever since, and I don't even think that Beverly Hills is going to do this, but just as a general take on the housewives lately, like ever since they kind of decided that they're going to, you know, make plot lines out of unfilmed incidents and have bloggers be a focus of the show, it just becomes kind of a hate watch and then a hate fest. And we started this as we love the shows.
Yeah.
And we're not loving those shows right now. And maybe they'll change. Maybe they'll become extinct. I don't know what's going on. But anyhow, I just want to say, I know some people will chime in and be like, wait, no Salt Lake this week? And yeah, probably no Salt Lake this week. And we're still figuring out how to go forward with it. And we're going to figure out how to do Vanderpump and see what's, you know, we got to talk about this. Pretty much the second I click the off button here, we're going to figure out what else we're going to do this week because we're not going to do Salt Lake this week, but we will do it next week. And then we're going to do the reunions but just, you know, condense them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hype, subscribe,
Yeah.
tell a friend.
Yeah.
And that's it. Also, sometimes the tree wobbles because there's a cat in it, which is kind of great.
Yeah. Okay.
Love you
that's
guys.
it. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Bye.